Okay, these damn earpieces are complicated. All right, so we're going to get this started right now. Here's the format. We're going to do something called Shawn Speak. So I'm going to give you a little essay. We're going to bring on people, and then we'll have fun. But this first essay is not fun. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the Shawn Show. I'm your host, J. Shawn Durham, Accepted Eyes. You've seen me on Ready to Love. Some of you have seen me on commercials. And some of you, according to the gossip, have seen me on street corners. That last one's not true. But anyway, hey, Dana Dane, what's up? This is important to me, so listen up. Yes, I am a black man, but no, this isn't a black show. I'm going to touch on several topics, but I want to start with something that affects with all of us, some more than others. And that's the fact that this weekend, we officially surpassed 900,000 COVID deaths. That's 900,000. That's 300 9/11s. That's 30 small-range nuclear bombs going off in major cities from Tulsa to New York. Now, CNBC reported that black people are dying at a larger percentage from this virus than most others. And that includes a number of famous people. But those who aren't even dying from COVID, black families are still too short to do something like have a will and testament. Now, we aren't going to live forever. Black family median wealth is a paltry 15% of white families. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Now, that's 15%. So white families average 188,000 in actual wealth. Black folks, 24,000. 15%. Look, at least have money to bury yourself. I'm 45. I got no wife. I got no kids. But my sister, who's going to be on this show, she has my will. I have an insurance policy that I can leave money to bury me and take care of my family. I know it seems like an extra expense, but do it for you, do it for your family, do it for peace of mind, do it for the progression of the race. Get a policy, draft a will, smoke one less cigar a week. That's tough. Drink one less cocktail and take care of it. But it's worthwhile. You can't take it with you, but at least leave it for somebody else. All right. Well, that was kind of depressing. So I'm about to pour me a drink, and we're going to get started with what we call, as soon as I get my music up, the Shawn Show. It's the Shawn Show, and Tyrone too. Tonight's guests from It's Showtime at the Apollo from Sirius Radio, Jawanda Durham. And yes, she is my damn sister. Two sisters. Speaking of sisters who are going to talk a bunch of stuff tonight, Shade in the City will join us in the second hour. And then we're going to get down, actually we're going to open with this lady, Kim Dudley, the entrepreneur for Body Butter Bakery, and a couple of other surprises. And like I said, flying wingman with me is my man Tyrone. T Sizzle will be joining us soon. Shawn Show. He's playing podcast free music, 'cause it is Shawn Show and he ain't got no money, so he playing podcast free music. Am I doing this every Tuesday? Man, I need a bunch more sponsors. And if you want to sponsor the Shawn Show, which is presented by Body Butter Bakery, just contact me later, all right? All right, so now we're just waiting on our guests to join us. And I can turn off the music now. That's not bad for music that you don't have to pay for, license-free music, right? All right, I'm going to wave at some of y'all. This is the Shawn Show, and I'm your host, J. Shawn Durham. So glad that y'all showed up. I know some of y'all just want to hang out here so you can get yourself a nice discount on our sponsors product here, Body Butter Bakery. Let me tell you something. It smells like damn dessert, for real. Like, I'm astounded. I open up the box and it smelled like the inside of my mama's purse. like for real, like this eat it all. So she should be flying in very shortly. Kim, are you there?
I am.
There she is. Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing well. So, Kim, I was just telling them that I opened up the box of goodies. Once again, thank you. And she's
You're
quick on
welcome.
it, too. She first of all, let's tell the people about yourself real quick before we get into any questions.
Okay. Body Butter Bakery is a business that I just started in October of 2020 after having to close my salon for a few months. I needed something to get me by because I was living what some would call the equivalent of check to check. So I was making it for myself, and then I started making it for others. More people asked. So I just put up a site, and it's been growing just about double every month.
Oh, what kind of Madam C.J. Walker shit you got going on? You just going around, girl? You ashy as hell. You know what? I can make you something real quick. Oh, cool! You got $5? I can do it.
Five.
I know it's more. It's way more than $5. So,
okay.
but it won't be that expensive tonight because you got a surprise for our guests, but for people visiting with us. But you used to be a cosmetologist. Now this is your full-time job, right, Kim?
Yes, I do this all day, every day, 6 days a week.
6 days a week. Good God! And you're your only employer right now. Like you're you're doing all of the bottling. I mean, the canning and the labeling and of course the mixing of this. Now tell us about this. So I'm holding in my hand coconut rum. Now you guys won't be able to see the labels because the light is kind of bright. But trust me, this stuff smells very good. But your top sellers are like lemon. Is that right?
Yes, lemon pound cake. It is the best lemon pound cake scent that you will get from anybody's body. But I stand by it. I guarantee it.
It does smell like lemon pound cake. I'm not lying to you. It smells so good. And so here's the thing. Now, I'm not going to use that, but you do have products that guys will use, and we'll get to those in a second. But like, I'm just going to tell you, women, listen. I know we have a lot of ladies on tonight. It's a lady heavy show, but we got some fellas here too. But ladies, listen. When a fella comes over to a woman's house and it's quiet and the music is not noisy or crazy and it's all nice and chill, and you see a woman, first of all, she's shining like Kim is right now. And then you can smell how her skin feels when you smell her. I don't know if I can repeat that. You can smell how her skin feels. And so it's like you're anticipating it. It is like, you know those cartoons where the pie will be put out on the windowsill and you see the smoke?
Yeah.
And like it'll bring all sorts of vagrants and scoundrels to that windowsill. You turn into that pie when you wear stuff like Body Butter Bakery. All right, so there are male products here, but I put on one of the creams, and I damn near slid out the damn bathroom because it got me that shiny and greased up. Now, will this mess up some sheets, Kim? Just say that real quick. Like, be honest.
No, it doesn't. As long as you don't use too much, because it only takes a little bit goes a long way. Don't use too much. It's just enough. It doesn't have a greasy finish on your skin.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I got my man Tyrone. He's supposed to fly in here soon as he makes the request. Go ahead and make a request, Tyrone. But I just want to talk to you a little bit about your male products because you have this beard and body butter. It's in a brown canister, a little bit more masculine. And I'm holding in my hand the pina colada. Now, the pina colada one's a little bit too loud for my taste because it's kind of it's like a Dexter St. Jock type of thing going on. If you know Eddie Murphy's old jokes, like you're walking around the island with your shirt off and you're smelling like coconut all damn day. Like, oh, I'm going to draw roaches. I'm not going to do anything with this. But
no.
Is this going to draw roaches, Kim? Is this stuff going to draw roaches?
No, the ingredients are natural and some would be considered food, like coconut oil, literally from a coconut. But no, it will not bring past. It is the milkshake that will bring the boys to the yard, but it will not
Yes,
bring roaches.
it really will. And so there's one that you have here called Debonair, and it smells great. Your mixtures of the scents is you have a really good olfactory is the word, guys. That's the word of the day. Olfactory. Olfactory. You have a great olfactory because you're not overdoing it. You've measured it just right. And
I don't want it to interfere with your cologne.
yes, well, quite frankly, I haven't worn cologne much. I haven't
Okay.
not that. I wash. I use a cocoa butter soap, and I'll use a cocoa butter based lotion.
Okay.
But I'm going to start using some of this because it'll give me that little bit of musk. But I don't
Yeah.
want people to smell me before I show up, and so that's the good thing about your products. We got Ty Wilson coming in, so he's gonna like ask a question of you as well. But real quick, Kim. So as for a guy like me, hey Ty, how's it going?
What's going on? What I missed? We were talking about cocoa butter.
We talk well. There's a running joke
How
that
you
my
doing?
castmate.
hmm
I
I'm
used to.
doing all right. How are you?
I'm good.
Tyrone's my
Good.
wingman tonight. Everybody, Tyrone 24, Freaky Ty. To some people, I'm never calling a man Freaky Ty. But
Yeah.
Ty is here, and he's gonna be my wingman for the rest of the night.
Uh-huh.
And Kim, we're about to say goodbye to Kim, but Kim, tell us what you have in store for those who want to get involved with your product, and tell them where they can
Okay.
get it.
You can get the whipped body butters from www.bodybutterbakery.com. And until midnight, if you use the code The Shawn Show, you'll get 50% off any purchase on the website.
Ooh, Lord Jesus. She said she is taking a haircut of 50% until midnight. Now, Kim,
hmm
all right, so is this midnight just Eastern Standard Time, or is it
Midnight
midnight
Eastern, yes,
midnight East?
absolutely. I'm sorry.
Woo, so if you on the West Coast, you about assed out if you don't get home. If you don't order
Hey,
this stuff right now, you
they
got
better
50%
get
off.
to it.
Better get to it. And Valentine's Day, it will get there in time. So you can get some stuff for your man. This beard body butter is good for me. I use it this morning. I haven't broken out yet or hived up, and it smelled great. So I feel really good. Ty, you got some facial hair. I saw some of your old pictures. You used to have a beard.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that?
Yeah.
You're
I
not gonna
I
grow a beard for that?
I consider it. Yeah, I consider it.
But it's also
You
good
know.
for the skin, right? You could just put it on your
Yes.
skin, correct? Correct, Kim?
Yep.
Now, Kim, for the folks at home, just out of curiosity, why in the hell did you decide to sponsor this hatchet job that's a show right now?
I know because you're growing just like I am as a business. So I feel like we can grow together.
hmm
We
I
can
like
grow
that.
together. We can grow together. It's a great answer. Ty, you got any questions for Kim?
I missed the part where you were talking about yourself. I joined when I was hearing about cocoa butter, so I probably
You
missed
stuck on that
that.
cocoa butter.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
and
a
this is not
former
a cocoa butter product,
cosmetologist.
by the way.
hmm
Go ahead,
What
Kim. I'm
about
sorry.
cocoa butter?
I said this is not a cocoa butter product. Right?
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no. Actually,
Yeah.
a lot of people are. I didn't know until doing this, but a lot of people are allergic to cocoa butter. So I don't use. I only use it in
hmm
1 scent.
Mhm.
Okay.
But go
But
ahead.
I'm from Tallahassee. I was a cosmetologist for 18 years, and I just closed my salon in November. So I make whipped body butter all
Okay.
day, every day. That's my full-time job now. And
Okay.
even though people ask me like, "You stop doing hair and
Uh-huh.
make body butter?" Yes.
Okay.
If they saw the numbers, they would too.
Okay. And you're the sponsor, right?
I am.
So we
Yes.
love you. We love you. Thanks for joining.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Anytime.
yeah. I'll be able to buy you a drink now, Ty, but just one drink, and that's it.
Wow.
I got expenses. I got a mic. I just
McAllen,
paid for it. McAllen, good lord.
double pour.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. J Cox Jr. 87. She makes beard
Uh-huh.
products. We
hmm
literally just said beard and body butter products for you right now. And she gave me
Yeah.
4 cents. And like she said, if you go online right now and order, you got till midnight. What's the code again, Kim?
The Shawn Show.
That's simple enough. That's what the hell you're watching and listening to right now. The Shawn Show. Don't spell it white Irish. It's SHAWN, not like the
Uh-huh.
Sully boys that are in mass like Tyrone's used to up there, but Shawn, the Shawn Show, SHAWN. You'll get 50% off of whatever you buy until
Uh-huh.
midnight tonight. And so, yeah, check it out. Y'all got about 2 hours and 45 minutes to do that. Anything else you want to add, Kim, before we let you go?
No, that's it. That's it for me. I'll let you get to it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you, and we'll keep hyping you up throughout the show. But that's Kim Dudley, everybody. Just go ahead and sign off whenever you're ready, okay? And I'll be talking to you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, there is a town in Ireland called Tyrone.
Of course, there's a town in
Yeah,
Ireland called Tyrone.
There's a Tyrone, Ireland.
That's where I got the last name for the character of my book, Carlos
Okay.
Tyrone,
Okay.
because there was a Tyrone Power, a white actor from the 40s. I'm like, that is a white man named Tyrone. But yeah, it's a regular Scots-Irish
Yeah.
Anglican name. So
And the people can look this up, but Stephen Colbert's middle name is Tyrone.
that is exactly right. Stephen Colbert, whose show, if you've been following me on Instagram, I went to see him 2 weeks ago, got front row seats. Stephen Tyrone Colbert. And it's actually Colbert because he's
Colbert, yeah.
Irish American, but he decided to say Colbert because he wanted to stand out. So he
Okay.
turned it French.
So this is officially the Shawn Show.
This is officially the Shawn
Now
Show.
this
It
is
could,
episode 1, episode
it's,
2. What episode are we
yeah,
on?
yeah. Last week was episode 0
Is that the
because
pilot?
that was sort of like that was it. We could call it a pilot. That was
Uh-huh.
just some mess. But I tell you, it's gonna be more regimented. We have a few more segments. It's gonna be
Okay.
more controlled. But if we were to spill over and like have a 3-hour conversation, the actual
Jeez.
show would be 2 hours. So
Okay.
we would not do that to people.
All
But
right.
yeah, real quick before we get. Oh, actually, we got about a couple of minutes to kill because my sister Jawanda Durham is coming up.
Hold on.
Yeah,
You got a sister?
I got 3 sisters, boy.
Interesting.
So I met Tyrone's sister last week, by the way.
Interesting.
So I met
I'm
Tyrone's sister.
gonna just sit. Uh-huh.
You just gotta sip.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone's sister is lovely, and she's wonderful, and she has that skin that Body Butter Bakery would really
Okay.
do well.
Okay.
But she's sweet, she's pretty, and we were out celebrating Tyrone's birthday with the rest of the crew from our show, and it was Phil's birthday as well. And she can hang, she can bowl a little bit too. She was competitive, so that was fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Tyrone's now going to get to meet my sister, who's about the same age as your sister, actually. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, she in LA. So if you want
Okay.
to shoot your shot because you're want to do that because you're Tyrone.
I didn't say that, man. I didn't say that at all.
Just watch how you talk around me. That's all.
I
I will pull a sucker's plug. I will pull a plug.
That's not even my style, man.
But my sister is coming on the show, and she's while I'm a creative, she's been more creative than me for a long time, and she moved out from New York to LA. She's doing great things, and she's a host, and she's the voiceover host of this documentary on Sirius XM Radio called "It's Showtime at the Apollo." Did you ever watch his Showtime at the Apollo? Coming up, Tyrone.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that theme song. It's showtime at the Apollo. Da, 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 da. Have you ever visited the Apollo?
No, I haven't. Probably just walk by. But yeah.
Hold on a second, Tyrone. Miss Independent Woman. The girls did not win bowling. That is a lie that Aisha put out there. They did not win bowling. They were celebrating the fact that they got 2 strikes in a row. I'm still looking at these comments. There's a lot going on. I got my own control switch. But we ain't gonna just have no lies told on the men. In fact, Courtney did some Trump stuff to Dante. So what I mean by that is she was like, "No, look, Dante, you ain't gonna play us like that. Show the scoreboard. Show the scoreboard." Like when Trump was like, "Yeah, that didn't happen. You don't want me to reveal the tapes? The tapes will show that you lied. Like the scoreboard will show that you lied, Courtney. We won. So don't get it twisted." Ty had a great score. Well, had a good score. Phil came at the last minute and came back at the last minute and defeated me as the top guy. But we had a strong score, and the women they failed.
Wow. You got anyone coming on tonight?
Uh, from the show, if
from
I see
from
them.
anywhere other than his sister?
Oh no. So I got my sister coming on the show,
Hmm.
and then at the second half of the show, we will break it down all the reality tea that y'all want to sip. I'm a coffee drinker, so if you got
Oh man.
teas, we'll talk it with the bloggers, Shade in the City. They're a sister act, so we're gonna bring the both of them on and we can talk about it.
Okay.
Uh, you know, last week we had a cast member on, and so I'm told that that maybe the powers that be said, "Hey, y'all are talking too much out here in these internets." So they
Yeah, in my opinion, it's a little early. It's a little
mhm,
early, and essentially, what I would do is I would, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Slightly suggest that you tone it down some, because if you give out all your information now, there's nothing to talk about when it's time to
mhm,
do your interviews, and no one's going to
exactly,
show up to your interviews. So you want to get those numbers up, but at the right time.
exactly.
And I know you want to clear your name, you know, I know you do, but sometimes it's better to just take a step back and wait till the right time.
And just to say from what I've seen of the show, they are they're a palate cleanser from the early dramas that we had with our
Mm-mm,
cast.
mm-mm. It's
They
early.
aren't. Well, I didn't.
When did our drama start? Our drama didn't start week 2.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay, give it
So
some
we
time.
give it some time. You're
Give
right.
it
So
some time.
so we're gonna have the Shade and the city girls, women talk about that,
Hmm.
and we'll see. But oh, I'm slightly blurred. That's not good. It's my show. We'll see what happens as we go along with this. All right, my sister's about to sign on soon. What questions do you have for my sister about me before we even get into the Showtime at the Apollo stuff? What do you have any questions about?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her in front of you. I'm not gonna give you time to prep.
I hate you, Tyrone.
I ain't gonna give you time to prep. You know,
Ain't gonna give me
I'm
time.
sure she'll just be honest. You know, and
She's
we'll
gonna
hear
do what
it.
little sisters do. She's gonna talk. She's gonna talk, and she's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if my sister's up.
You know what? That'd be cool.
I'll see if she's up, and
Let's
see if she'll come on.
let's get your sister up. Doesn't
Shoo,
she?
goodness.
Well, let's
She'll
backtrack
tell the
here.
truth. My only rule is to tell the truth, and believe you me, she'll tell it.
Ty, how you like my little board
I
back
saw
here?
that. I saw that. I like
You
it. And
all right? So
Tyrone. Yeah, I like
so
it. With Tyrone.
with Tyrone. So
Uh-huh.
while opening it up uh,
Yeah.
and setting up the letters and everything, it took about 4 hours to organize
What?
that damn board. I felt like I felt like I had Theo Huxtable dyslexia
Oh
trying to
yeah.
unscramble the Soul Train board. I
Okay.
did not. First of all, the letters were just thrown together, and they were not organized in any way, shape, or form. So it was. I had to organize that before I spell out everything.
So it's about the same time it takes you to answer a question.
That's not correct. It's not correct. If it's a look, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that more with the Shade and the City
Uh-huh.
girls. But we will get into that because I was recently on a recap. Hey, you're here, so go ahead and let's see. Let's get you in here. For some reason I can't get her in here. Wanda, do you see the join button? There should be a button where you can request to join. Okay. And there's our first technical difficulty.
Jawanda Durham, am I following her?
Go ahead, follow her. She's in the entertainment business. You're welcome to do that.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you. I think I'm already following her because of you. You posted the message earlier.
Hmm. Let's see. Copy link, share. Huh.
Yeah.
There's someone in here trying to. Excuse me, Claudette C. I don't think I can. I can't have you join. This is my show. I don't know who you are.
I think you can just request her too, as well.
Okay.
I think I can request it.
If you can
Yes.
request it, go ahead, Tyrone, because
I'm,
I got a
I'm
feeling
joking.
I might be
No, I
getting one.
can't. I
You
can't.
can't?
No.
Oh no. She says no join. Sign off and sign back on, Wanda. And I got to find out a way to kick out Claudette RG. Maybe I should let her get
What a
in and then
Claude.
get her out.
Oh,
You see her?
I see a Claudette. Claudette join.
Yeah. All right. And
Oh,
welcome to. Okay. Now, how do we get rid of her?
Claudette?
Claudette, could you unjoin? You're 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 wrecking my shop here.
Hey, take control over there, Shawn.
I'm trying to. Anyone have anyone IG? Welcome to the Shawn Show, everybody.
I would. So I think you should apply to the entire East Coast and
All right. So this is our first. It's like a spammer or something.
You got bomb? You got bombs? You got
Probably
IG
got bombed.
bombs?
Yeah. So I got to find a way to get rid of her.
I don't know if Claudette would do that.
I don't know. Claudette's up to stuff.
Yeah, you got to click on it. Oh, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all see this?
Who else we got here?
Who else we got here?
Let's see.
This is
Deacon
hilarious.
Dudley
No,
by Demita Joe. I Am Jules by V. Sure thing, Claudette. I'm sure Shawn will have some time.
okay. All right. She's gone. Someone said might as well ask her something. Hello? Ty is frozen. That's what happened. Woo! All right, my sister's here. All right, want to try to join again, okay? Now Ty is stuck. Ty's about to come back in. Oh, Shantae Howard, this is my first show. Give me a break. All right, Ty's flying in. So we're getting this show together. We're getting it going.
Yeah. Pretty soon, Shawn, you'll have a staff to handle all these technical
Man,
difficulties.
I just did 5 things at once before the show started. And now, all right. Now, let's go get my sister.
I just saw her. I saw Court. I saw who else?
All right. Invite yourself, Wanda.
Who else did I see? I think I saw Tiffany earlier.
I did see Tiffany. I think I saw Courtney.
Miss Independent Woman, always supportive. Thank you. Shade in the City's here.
All right. Yeah, girls for later. Might need to get them on now. All right, here we go. Jawanda. I'm going to add her in right now.
Turn you got your Wi-Fi on your phone?
Yeah, am I blurry?
Yeah.
Might just be a lot of stuff going on.
Miss Smiley. All right.
All right, so can you see me, guys? Yes, I'm heard. I've seen, and I just invited my sister, so just waiting for her to pop up. Anyway, so who you got in the Super Bowl this week, John? Ty?
You know what? I'm not even going to watch.
Why not?
I don't even really care.
What?
None of my teams are playing. I'm a Patriots fan. So I don't even really give a damn who's in it. It's going to be expensive. Maybe I'll just watch the commercials, and see how it goes. I guess it's going to be what, 90s, late 90s groups again. Snoop, Eminem, and them, right? That bracket.
Yeah, well, that age bracket.
From what I understand. It's all good. I would have taken over, you know, but this is only my first episode. You know, normally I would jump in when there's technical difficulties, but
Because you're the tech guy.
we're letting Shawn get through that.
Someone said commercials. Is that for the Super Bowl, or you talking about my show? There we go.
Yeah, normally we will have commercial breaks in the future.
My sister's about to fly in right now.
Hey, break two. Uh-oh.
Hi.
Hey, sis.
Oh man, it
I'm
only took like
so
8.
sorry.
What's going on?
Apparently, on my laptop, maybe I don't have an updated edition of
No, you can't.
Instagram.
You can't. I should have told you. Instagram
Okay.
only wants you to go live through either your phone or through an iPad. They won't have your thing through the
Sorry.
laptop.
Well, let me clean my phone up a little bit for you guys so you can see me a little bit better. And let me also.
Well, now she's dead.
Clearly your younger sister, right?
Yes.
Clearly your younger sister.
What do you mean clearly? I think I look pretty good.
That was a compliment to the
I did.
sis, man. Let me.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it.
Done with
Take
it.
over the show. I'm about to make a drink.
Oh, look at
Hi,
the
sis.
celebrities of
How you
Ready
doing?
to Love. The men who didn't find love. This is exciting. Oh,
And we are
so
excited to have you.
oh, well, thank you. Thank
For
you very
sure.
much.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
So
Oh, thank you, Miss Independent Woman. Thank you so much.
LA, huh?
I'm in LA, Georgia girl, lived in New York for 12 years and moved here a little over a year ago. So I've decided to live in every major city, I suppose.
Okay.
And
No, that ain't too far. Never really been to LA. Are you dating?
DC and LA are not too far.
Nope. Not for
I
that
think-
smile.
I think, oh, look at this one. This one didn't need a TV show, Shawn. You could have just gotten a woman walking down the streets of DC.
Are you dating?
Wait a
Are
minute.
you,
What was that last bit? I missed that last bit. What
so
was that?
that's cool.
Don't
Are
worry
you
about
dating?
that,
Are you
Shawn.
dating? Are you dating in LA, sis?
I mean, I'm on Hinge. I don't know if we would call that dating.
She is unhinged. She is
am I
unhinged.
successfully dating in LA? I would say not.
How many pictures do you have on Hinge?
Probably about
Ty, you
6.
about to stalk the hell out of her, aren't you?
No. If I see the pictures, it'll be all I needed to know. Just from the
Oh,
pictures.
you're saying that my pictures are probably awful, and that's why I'm not
No.
dating successfully?
I have a good eye when it comes to dating profiles.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's
All
like I can be your therapist, but through your dating profile.
right. I want to talk about the show.
We're gonna talk about the show.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is terrible.
Sure.
This is terrible.
To hear about,
I told you
this
Sure.
shoot a shot.
experience.
I told you to shoot a shot. What's that?
I'm not sure. We just talking, man. We just talking. What did they say yesterday? It's just, just drinks. Oh,
Just drinks.
whatever
Right,
they
so
were saying. Yeah.
No
Let's
drinks for
formally-
me, just some water tonight, some
Yeah, 'cause-
alkaline water.
You also have a meeting later, so I want to make sure I get you in. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my younger sister, my baby sister, Jawanda Yvette Durham. She is an actress, a writer, a comedian, a producer. All the stuff I do, she does as well, and even more. She's out there in LA making it happen, and she is the host of a radio documentary for Sirius XM Radio, Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio, called It's Showtime at the Apollo, named for the famous variety show of the 80s and early 90s. And without further ado, it's my sister, Jawanda Durham. Cheers.
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 Hey.
Here with the heartthrobs of Ready to Love. The heartthrobs.
I don't know about all
I've
that.
got a ton of comments and questions about that entire process, but I will.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah, hold on.
Cower that
I'm
down
gonna
for a
see.
bit.
I'm gonna see.
For
Well,
a bit. I've got some.
Well, how about this? We're going to get into your show.
Okay,
and then,
cool.
And then the last 5 minutes or so, you could talk about your questions and comments that you have, and we'll get down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
okay.
so let's talk about this podcast. And before we begin, I want to get into it one more time. Remember, guys, you have till midnight tonight, Eastern time, 9:00 on the West Coast, to take advantage of the Body Butter Bakery 50% off. If you buy tonight anything from Body Butter Bakery, just go to bodybutterbakery.com. 50% off of these great products. I mean, she's basically taking a haircut, and we appreciate that. Here from the Shawn Show. The code is the Shawn Show. Put in the promo code the Shawn Show. And now the
All
Shawn
right.
Show reintroduces my sister, Jawanda Yvette Durham. So, Wanda, tell us how you got involved in this project, and what are your thoughts?
It's just a miracle and a blessing from God. So I did a web series called Rhonda Mitchell MD, which NBC has bought the show, and I was just the actress and the director in the second season of it.
You were also a producer the second season of that.
And produced the second season.
Mm-hmm.
However, there was a gentleman that I
Applause.
met through a friend, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
and he got us on Tubi. So you can watch Rhonda Mitchell MD right now on Tubi. You just type it in. And that gentleman, his hand is in a lot of pots, and he produces a lot of shows. He owns a lot of stuff. And he just called me one day and said, hey, I'm getting ready to produce a 6-part documentary on Showtime at the Apollo. And I like your voice. You're funny to me. They want me to put a comedian on. But I said, hey, I'm going to put a new talent on. And he said, do you think you can do it? And I said, it's going to be on Sirius XM. Absolutely, I'm going to do it. So I had a mic already, and I started talking to the production team, and because I gave some ideas, I got a producer's credit from it as well, because I wrote some of the jokes in my commentary. And yeah, so I think it's already started. It started a week earlier than we thought it was going to start. So.
It started before Black History Month, didn't it?
It started the first week. I think it was supposed to be slated like the second, but the thing about Sirius XM is that they're going to just keep showing it over and over again. It's in a slot on LOL Radio, Kevin Hart's 96 station, where I think it's going to play multiple times on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I think it's 10 a.m. on East Coast time and stuff like that.
Yes, I got it right here. This special programming
Thank you.
premieres on Laugh Out Loud Radio, channel 96 on your dial. That's Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on the new 2 p.m. Eastern. That's the new episodes. And they'll have replays on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, Fridays at noon p.m. and noon is p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we'll keep calling that out as we go throughout the night. So you got involved with this. You said it's a 5-part or 6-part?
6-part documentary series, and some of the interviews were done already. I got to comment on them, and then some of the people who interviewed I got to send questions into. So Don Weiner, who literally it was his idea to recreate Showtime at the Apollo. He used to work on Star Search and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He was in New York watching the news, and he saw these people booing someone off the stage, and he called his friend and said, have you ever heard of the Apollo Theater? He's like half Japanese and white. He had never heard of any of this stuff. And,
wait a minute. Weiner? Like Weiner is half Japanese and half.
He's half Jewish and half Japanese.
Okay.
Yes, half Jewish. So he was working for the producers of Star Search at the time, and that producer said, yes, of course I remember the Apollo Theater. I used to go there with Nat King Cole. And so he said, what are you talking about? He says, I want to make a show out of whatever this is. There's a guy who comes on and he tap dances people off the stage. He was talking about Sandman Sam, and that's how the beginning of It's Showtime at the Apollo came about. So there's a lot of cool stories that are revealed through Don Weiner and Rudy Rush, who was one of the later hosts, but also with Mark Curry, and of course everybody knows Steve Harvey and all of that. So yeah.
Let me ask you this, Wanda. You bring up Don Weiner and the Star Search connection. Is that how Sinbad got involved on the show?
It is. So Sinbad I believe was a warm-up guy first for Apollo. So originally there was Rick Aviles. You remember the Hispanic guy who used to talk like this? He was the first on TV. So Rick Aviles became a pretty famous actor. He was in Ghost. He was getting all these little behind the scenes parts or like co-starring roles. And then Don Weiner remembered the guy who was on Star Search, and I believe he lost to Brad Garrett. I believe Sinbad lost to Brad Garrett.
Yes, he did. And I think Brad Garrett talks about that to this day. Yeah.
Yes. And Don Weiner remembers that. And so they called Sinbad in. And while Sinbad was the host of the show, a comedian named Mark Curry was the warm-up guy. And so as it kept going, every time the host would get popular, a different world called in Sinbad. He ended up doing his own show later. Mark Curry came up, and then he became the host. And then there was a comedian by the name of Steve Harvey who was homeless, living out of his car, who was the warm-up guy for Showtime at the Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, it kept happening like that and like that. And then Steve Harvey did it the longest. And Rudy Rush, who was actually the only one from Harlem out of all those people. I think Rick Aviles was from Manhattan, but Rudy Rush was actually from, because Mark Curry's from California. He was the warm-up guy. And then he became, and then it went to Monique some years later. And that's how.
And then the ratings went down, and that was,
Well, I mean, I just think a different group of people, our generation, we watched it, then we went off to college, and then we had, so I don't remember where we went to school if they even showed Showtime at the Apollo, because it was still syndicated in certain markets. I don't remember it after that.
Yeah,
but I do remember it.
We went to school at University of Georgia, but they didn't have their own affiliate. Sometimes you could get certain Atlanta. Go Dogs, national champions. Hoo, hoo, hoo. So we had to always interrupt and say "Go Dogs" when someone mentions national champions. But they didn't have an Atlanta affiliate, and I think Showtime at the Apollo was on a different Atlanta affiliate, and we couldn't see it in Athens. And I think they started to lose affiliates after that, et cetera, and so forth. Who said stop it, Shawn? That's Go Dogs, damn it. Anyway, but yeah, so real quick, so you see right there, like the power of Black History Month, and what I was talking about, paying it forward. Your life isn't just your own. You can leave something to other people to build off of. These comedians literally were of the same tree, from that Star Search tree, essentially, right, Wanda?
Well, I mean, only Sinbad came from the Star Search tree. Mark
other
Curry
guys
was just the warm-up guy. Yeah, yeah. But a great story about Mark Curry's manager name is Marcus King, and one night a comedian by the name of Jamie Foxx came on Showtime at the Apollo, but he was not a amateur. So Showtime at the Apollo had a rule that if you were not an amateur and they let you go on and you got booed, they would never air your episode because they didn't want to destroy these young Black comedians' careers. And so Jamie Foxx came on. He got booed off for doing comedy. And Marcus King, who was Mark Curry's manager, pulled him to the side and said, "Yo, man, I'm going to show you the footage later on tonight, and I'm going to tell you why you bombed." I don't know what he told him, but Jamie Foxx became a huge star afterwards, and he did come back and return on Showtime the Apollo. But he sang. He did not come back and do comedy. So, and he and Marcus King to this day still have a partnership, and they're still producing shows like the Jamie Foxx Show and all that other stuff. So,
well, I believe, if I'm correct, on the Jamie Foxx Show, his last name was King. It was Jamie King on the Jamie Foxx Show.
Well, it probably came from Marcus King. Probably came from Marcus King saving his career, because that would have been pretty devastating to get booed off and you were not an amateur on Showtime at the Apollo. They even booed off Bill Cosby, and that's before all the stuff that came out now. They were relentless because he was making fun of Peabo Bryson. Not Peabo Bryson, I'm sorry. What's the guy? David Peaston.
Oh, big. I know I hurt you, but I tried to hurt you back.
So he was a teacher. He was a teacher in the Bronx doing amateur night, and Apollo loved him. And they called Bill Cosby in to do one of their guest host spots. And when he came around the corner to touch the Tree of Life, Bill Cosby said, "Hey, hey, hey," in his Fat Albert voice. And the audience booed Bill Cosby. He said he was so heartbroken because he grew up, at the Apollo, and he couldn't believe they booed him. He had the Cosby Show out at the time, but they were like, "No, we love David Peaston. Don't you do that to him?" And they booed him. So they were relentless. It's an amazing story. So yeah.
Well, so tell us when it comes to the history of Amateur Night itself. What was the genesis of that as far as what you all reported in this documentary on Sirius XM, debuting on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and the repeats are Wednesdays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern?
Well, don't let me get to lying about names of people, but I believe the gentleman's name was Ralph. I can't remember his full name, but he came up with the idea. So the Apollo Theater was owned by white people. Well, people knew that back in the beginning, early days. But a gentleman by the name of Ralph, I can't think of his last name, in the 20s or 30s, he was doing these B-rated Black movies. And so he was kind of a little, an entertainer. And he went to the owner and said, "You know what we need to do? We need to do an amateur night." And through that process, people got discovered, like Ella Fitzgerald, later Jimi Hendrix. And this guy was the one who hosted it. And so when the Apollo Theater basically got, closed, it went through a renovation period. And then this black gentleman who was a lawyer and a councilman in New York, he got a group together and they refunded the Apollo. And then they brought back the amateur night. And what basically saved the Apollo Theater from bankruptcy was the TV show. So when the TV show came and they went into syndication, everybody
That was the
started
source of
making some
revenue
money.
to keep it going.
Yes, yes. And now the Apollo is just a beautiful theater. Now that if you go to Harlem, you can just, you know, see random shows that they do there. So it's a beautiful place. I've been in there when I lived in New York. So it's just beautifully renovated and all. So yeah.
Wow. That's if you guys have a question for my sister about the Apollo or anything else, I can see the comments. We'll be watching. Tyrone, are you able to listen right now? You got your headset off.
Yeah. I can
Okay.
hear. I was trying to get my headphones working, but they're not. But
Oh,
I'll
I
figure
see.
it out.
Yeah, it was every Saturday night. That's right, Jose, Video Rican. Every Saturday night, usually 7 p.m. in your market. Sometimes it came on at 2 a.m. though. Like
It came on late for us.
It came on at 7 p.m. on some Saturdays, and then later it will come on real late, or they'll repeat it twice because they just had it like that. The Apollo Theater is just synonymous with Black legends, but your documentary touches on comedy aspect of it, right? It doesn't go into the singing much, except that, like you said, Jamie Foxx wasn't booed when he sung. So can you talk about how comedy, how did comedy sort of like branch out from the Apollo to what we see today? Can you sort of make those connections?
I mean, if I listen to the interviews from Cedric the Entertainer, you know, because he ended up doing BET's Comic View, he said that it was kind of a circuit. Like you get the Apollo, he got the Apollo first, then he got Def Comedy Jam, then he eventually got BET Comic View, I think, after D.L. Hughley. So it was sort of like this thing in New York where kind of like people tried you out on the Apollo stage, and if you can make it, then you can get on Def Comedy Jam. And you can, I think there was also Uptown Comedy Club and stuff like that was going on in New York as well. So it became a part of the scene. And when you think about it, it launched so many comedians' careers. Like it literally, if you got the hosting gig for Apollo, you eventually ended up having a TV show. Like every single last one of the hosts, for the most part, got a TV show. Rudy Rush, I think he got like a radio show, but the rest of them, Steve Harvey, Cedric, on his show, but even though he didn't host it, you know, Sinbad, Different World in his own show, Mark Curry hanging with Mr. Cooper. So it launched so many careers, and that's what they all talk about. Like, oh man, we survived the Apollo, you know, because they were relentless. They even booed celebrities. So I just couldn't imagine the environment of thinking you've made it. But we do talk about some careers, like Mariah Carey's career kind of no one really knew who she was when she did Vision of Love, that
Vision of Love.
Hall. So like there's a lot of people, most people don't know that Lauryn Hill got booed off during Amateur Night, but then she came back and killed it with the Fugees years later. So, I mean, Lauryn Hill's voice is amazing. So you could just get nervous on the Apollo stage, you know?
I met Lauryn Hill my freshman year in college, and that's when this was before you got up to see Georgia Wanda. They used to have concerts at Legion Pool, and that's when the Fugees were first out with their first album. And I was working for the Red and Black newspaper, and afterwards I had a photo of her, a press photo, because I just straight took it like, these white people aren't gonna need this. And I had a pen, and I went up to the stage and I said, "Could you sign this for me?" And she was very sweet and very humble and graceful. And then I said, and Wanda, you know how we watched those shows when we came home from school. I said, "I remember you as the chick, as a little girl from As the World Turns who could sing from the orphanage."
That's right. I remember
And she
her.
said, yo, you remember that, son? Yo. And she signed it. And it's like, all right, much love. And, you know, did her Lauryn Hill thing and gave me the thing back. But that's what I think about when you talk about Lauryn Hill not doing well at first and then coming back with the Fugees and really giving us that classic Lauryn Hill style that we love today.
Yeah, I have a not so great memory because I got to go to the Lakers-Knicks game a couple of days ago, and my
Sunday.
friend points out Spike Lee, and she goes, "Oh, there goes Spike Lee." I said, "Yeah, I remember he came and spoke to Georgia, and the Knicks were playing. He cut our Q&A short, and we were like, 'Yo, Spike, the Knicks gonna lose anyway,' you know, like we were like mad Georgians." And Spike like, "Listen, guys, you know what time it is. My Knicks playing." We're like the Q&A. He was speaking to like the Black Student Union. We were just like, I cannot believe that. So yeah, people come to UGA and just
Yeah,
collect
yeah.
money and
They take
leave.
that
But no.
five-figure check if you like Spike. I remember reporting, and I think I got up to the mic and asked him a question, and I said, like, you seem to interject yourself into your movies. Is that because of necessity,
I
or
remember
what?
that now.
Yeah, that's right. It was the same one. So you were like a freshman, and he said, "Yo, you don't like my acting?" No, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
said as an indie, but Spike is a little chippy like that. But stories. What would surprise us listening to this documentary of these stories? You think that could be like a surprising takeaway after these episodes on Showtime at the Apollo?
I mean, I think the opportunity surprised me. I had no idea that Mark Curry's manager is basically the one who helped Jamie Foxx get his start. Like, that was surprising to me. I didn't know that Steve Harvey was homeless when he was doing that show in the beginning. That's why it meant so much to him, living in his car. So those are things I just did not know. And just that everyone was almost a warm-up guy before they became the host. And I just think as a kid watching the show, we just thought it was a night of magic when we saw everybody that we watched on BET, go and perform, and who we also watched on Def Comedy Jam. Like, it was like the best of both worlds that you could watch even with your parents, because it never got too R-rated because it was on regular TV. So yeah, it was just a part of my childhood, and I think you just didn't think about the beginnings and the origins when you're 13 and 14 years old. But you will when you sit back now. You'll go through memory lane and go, "Wow, that was what was happening." Wow. Yeah.
Once again, it's on Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius Channel 96. Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio. The new episodes debut on Tuesdays at 2 p.m., but they repeat episodes every 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. time slots Eastern time. Okay, so it's called it's Showtime at the Apollo. My sister's the host of it. We got a few more minutes with her. Ty, do you want to get in here? You got some questions for Wanda?
Ty, you have any questions for me?
You got some questions that I give a damn about? You got some questions?
Ty, don't worry if Shawn cares about the questions. Ask me what you'd like to know.
So you did answer the dating question.
Oh, yes. All right. Forget all that crap about your lady. Are you
God dang it, Ty.
That's really all I needed to know.
Carry on. What's your question, sucker? What you got?
How protective is Shawn when it comes to you dating?
I think Shawn is probably the least protective of my brothers. I have 3 brothers, and Shawn is in the middle, and we're so close in age. I think that, we grew up as almost twins in a sense. We were always in the same schools together. So
we were joined at the hip.
He was 2 grades ahead of me, but really he's like a year and some months older than me. So I would say my oldest brother, who is way older than both of us, more protective. But I do think Shawn has his opinions. I don't think he would just let some guy say anything to me, or if he knew the guy wasn't a great guy, he would give his input. But other than that,
I think I'm reasonable. I'm probably the most, like you said, I'm most reasonable of everybody. But I'm not just gonna let any old scallywag get up near my sister.
Oh, scallywag!
What do you think?
Scallywag.
What do you think the disconnect is when it comes to dating? Like, do you know what your keeper factor is?
I think the disconnect, and I'm going to speak first on online dating, as I just text the gentleman back who never replied, because I guess I really hit the core. But I was like, I don't think anyone's telling the truth about why they're on here. Like, if you're here because you want to sleep around, I think there's just a place for that. Be on Tinder, put on your profile, not looking for anything serious. But I think there's a lot of people who are pretending that they want something serious, but they don't. And so therefore you end up going out on a couple of dates and you've wasted your time.
That goes both ways too. There's some women who act like they're serious.
Shawn, check your requests. Check your requests.
Okay. What am I checking?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see. All right. Yeah.
Let's go. Are you guys using this show to get dates? Is that what's happening here?
No.
No. The request is for the next guest, dummy. Like for the
No,
She's my sister, guys. I call it
it's
that.
about
But
to
no,
get.
it's for no. No, we got 5 more minutes.
It's
And then
about to. It's
we're gonna
about
let
to
them get
get
in.
good.
We're gonna let them get in
Oh.
because I think
She's
Wanda
got.
does have a meeting to get to. But
She's got a
real
little
quick,
bit of time.
so Wanda, I'm gonna circle back to the show, the Showtime at the Apollo that you're hosting. Any other projects that you want us to be aware of that you can talk about right now before I ask you some random stuff?
No, I really can't talk about certain things right now. I am writing a couple of projects, one with a comedian friend of mine who writes for other comedians, and another friend of mine. We're working on another project. So I've been writing. So I have a couple of pilots that I'm pushing my agent to get into someone's hands. So that's where we are at this moment. But when it happens, I'll talk about it. You know?
I know one of your projects, and I can't talk about it, but you want to get that shot. Is that how's that progressing? And do you still need me to like possibly talk about that to someone?
Which one was that? I've written quite a
your period piece.
Oh, that one, you know, I did have an exec at Sony look at it. She gave me an approval on it. However, Sony was already developing. They bought rights to another project that seemed similar, but not very similar. You know, it's tough when you're Black. You know, Sony, all these production companies will do 20 stories about a white woman looking for love in Manhattan. But if they have a story with 2 different Black women looking for love in Manhattan, they go, wait a minute, we already bought a project that's got a Black woman looking for love in Manhattan. You're like, well, there's 16 movies with white girls looking for love. You have to be the only one when you're Black, you know? So hopefully that is changing where we can have multiple stories with multiple people out there writing them at the same time. So, yeah.
And with streaming the way it is, that's where a lot of Black money and empowerment is happening. And like I have
What's this one laughing about? What's going on?
Yeah, what's funny, Tyrone? What you got going on?
Nothing. I was about to say something, and then you jumped in.
Okay,
So
go for it, Ty.
No,
Go ahead.
I was letting you have it.
Pew pew, shoot him. Pew pew pew. Shooting shots. So Wanda,
No, I'm just talking. We're just talking, man.
Wanda, what you think about our season that Ty and I were on? And we're running a little bit over, so my Shade and the City girls, hang on just a second. Got 5 more minutes, and then we'll bring you on, okay?
Relax, girls. You'll have these guys to yourselves.
I think
shortly,
the people want to know, what are some of your biggest inspirations? Like, what moves you?
Okay, go for it. That's good.
Oh, okay. What are my inspirations? Wow. Artistically, I do think, and I haven't been able to do it that much during COVID, but whenever I travel, I feel like I always get inspired. Like when I was in Italy, things come to me, or when I was in Cuba, there's just going to different places and meeting different people kind of just makes you think outside of the box. Always music, but you know, other artists inspire me. I am a TV freak. I do watch I stream a lot of shows. I love comedies. I love, you know, action movies. So I watch things that give me inspiration. But, you know, yeah, just meeting genuine people.
Wanted to tell him about how our house is. Like we watched a lot, and while our parents were not quote unquote scholastically educated, like college educated or whatever, we were exposed to a lot of things because of the TV, and just because our parents were like, as long as you don't do anything stupid, you can stay up and watch stuff. I remember watching David Letterman at 12:30 in the morning. This board right here is a small version of the board that my sister and I would make when we would do for my dad at the barbershop to give the business hours. So that's sort of an homage to the family right there. But we talked a lot. We didn't
have a curfew. I think a lot of people would be shocked about that. Only person at a curfew was my little brother, and that's because my oldest sister put him on a curfew. The rest of us didn't have one because my parents worked late, and if we were in the bed by 8 o'clock, we wouldn't spend any time with them. So they would come home. My mom would cook, or she'd get groceries, and we would stay up until after the news. And I remember one time this guy, we were sneaking on the phone, and maybe I was like 13, and he was like, "Is that Jamel running through the house screaming?" Because my brother used to do Prince's voice in the background.
I got a question. Another one, but I'm just trying to be funny right now.
Go for it.
If you can create a spoken word show about your life, what would the title of the show be?
Well, I mean, I do have the name of my production company, which is Negra, which is just black girl in Spanish, and I'm just a black girl. Yeah. A black girl with a lot of different different views and a lot of different perspectives. So if it's just, you know, and I say that because people have a stereotype of what they think the Black girl's going to do and how she acts and all this stuff. But we're very diverse, and I am a diverse Black girl. So that would be the name of it.
Yeah, we didn't just watch Black stuff. Like,
No.
my mom would watch Dynasty on Wednesday at 9 and Knots Landing at 10. And my dad would always call William Devane Monkey Mouth. And then make jokes about Victor Newman. She won't listen to me, but if Victor Newman said that shit, she'll be listening.
My mother only listens to Victor Newman. So, like, after my father passed away, there's only two people my mom listened to, and I put that. I don't know if it made it into the show, and that's Steve Harvey and Victor Newman. So when Steve Harvey had a show, my mom would be like, Steve said, and we like, Steve said. He didn't live here. You know, she was watching every show that he had, from Family Feud, his talk show, and everything. So
he plays well in the 70 to 85 crowd for Black women. You know,
he's a little bit earlier in age than that too,
that's true.
Though. But
that's
yes, I would say 60 and up are probably really locked in as a demographic. So yeah.
And what would be funny is my dad would have, like, he wasn't studying. I ain't studying them shows, but he'll be right there. He's certainly like Knots Landing. He knew everything.
Yeah, we watched a lot of soap operas in our house. People don't realize that. So that's I think that's why we're the storytellers we are now, because my parents didn't want us, after the Atlanta child murders, I know if you guys remember that, my mom went into paranoia and we couldn't go outside and play when she wasn't home. But my mom and dad worked all the time, so we could never go outside and play, and the kids in the neighborhood picked on us. But they bought us all this cable. They didn't know what was on cable, so we were watching HBO and Cinemax porn, basically. We didn't know, and our parents didn't know. So we were, sorry, knocking my thing up. So we didn't know that we were literally... we were just exposed to things we probably should have never been exposed to, but it kept us indoors. So, yeah, that's what happened. So, yeah. Well,
so we're about to wrap up. Just want your quick takes on our season and how we were on the show, and if you thought there was really love for us out there on the show.
I listen. If people found love on you guys' season, God bless them, because it seemed like an environment to me that wasn't really fostering anyone to truly find love. And I'm going to tell you why. I didn't think it was fair that having one date with someone, the next episode you meet their friends. I don't know. Even on The Stupid Bachelor, I hate to say that, but you only let your family meet people like after you've gone through like weeks and you're at your top 2 or 3. I don't think that's a good recipe for anyone. You're just trying to figure out if you like someone, have them meet your family. That's weird. The other thing is to, Ty, with your situation, heart goes out because I feel like you really were locked in on this woman very early on. And, a lot of times women throw shade at a guy for not paying attention to them, and you did the opposite, and you really paid attention to someone and you knew what you wanted. I just wish you kind of could have had a redo after knowing that, and maybe getting more dates with different people. Yeah. And at the end of the day, she wasn't for you, because really if you were that locked into her and it was, reciprocal, she would have been locked into you, And so, hey, you live and you learn. I don't think you should bring people on in mid of the season and then they get kicked off immediately. They should have some sort of immunity for a couple of episodes, because they have to have time to catch up. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Yep. I'm just saying, if you want people to find love, if that's what it's about. And I know that a lot of shows are not about what they say they are about, but that didn't feel like really helping someone find love. But, hats off. It's a great show. I love PJ Morton's voice. I just want to hear, I watch it just to hear the opening. I love him.
Yeah. So, well, one day I'd tell you about PJ Morton's show, and I'm going to find it later, but he has finally finished that theme song. It's a full song now.
Taking some time.
Yeah, it's a full song. He actually got some lyrics and everything to it. So we'll play that in the unlicensed portion of the show, which will be just IG Live. So when we're done recording, I'll play that for everybody. But I'm gonna let you go. Any last thoughts you have before we let you go? Hostess of It's a Showtime.
We need more time. We need more time with your
We
woman.
need more time.
We need more time.
We're gonna bring it
Do
back.
it, Ty. Do
We ain't
need more
going
time?
nowhere. I ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere.
Well, Ty, you need all the time you need, because that's a tough nut to crack
I ain't
right
going
there.
nowhere.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. But
I've
she'll give you a
deduced-
shot. She'll give you a shot. I've seen
I've
some
deduced some
busters come
things
through my
from
day.
her
You're a good
answers.
guy.
I do want to applaud you guys for being vulnerable on that show. And I don't think it's said enough that I think everyone can find love. They're closer to it if they can be honest about who they are and what they want. And
Yeah.
I give you both, applause for doing that. But that was a tough environment. And I'm going to say this to sisters, because I am a Black woman who wants to have kids and I'm of a certain age. If you know you don't want to have kids and you meet a man, he's teeter-tottering, don't go out on another date with him. Know that the two of you want two separate things, and don't get mad if he keeps mentioning that he wants to have kids. Just say, hey, yo, I did that thing. I'm done. I'm out of there. I felt like in you guys' season, people were trying to fit a square instead of a round hole. And
Or trying to stay on. Yes.
if you know that that's what he wants and that's not what you want for yourself, move on, because there's plenty of men who don't want to have kids who already have them or just never wanted them. And that would have been peaceful in and of itself for that season. Like, I just think that was a reoccurring theme that was like a little annoying to me, because I'm not trying to convince a guy to have a baby with me. You know what I'm saying? So
we'll talk offline more about that, Wanda. But I love you. Oh, by the way, here's something that's really interesting. When I first got on the show, Tasia has your birth date. Not the actual the birthday.
So we
Tasia has the birthday.
Hitler's birthday is April the 20th as
April
well.
the 20th, yeah.
Yes,
That means y'all are
and pot
hell.
smoking day. All right, Tasia. I like Tasia. She reminded me of New York. I lived in New York for 12 years. So I heard her voice. I was like, yeah, New York. New York.
She ain't gonna like that. She's Chicago though. She's Chicago.
Oh, she's Chicago?
She's Chicago. Yeah, to see
She had a little bit of a Bronx accent to me a little bit. So
That might have been
sorry,
Aisha.
Tasia.
Aisha's the Bronx.
I'm sorry,
Aisha.
Aisha was New York. Okay. Sorry, Tasia. I know what Tasia is now. Got it. Yeah, she was Chicago accent. She had a Southern accent to me. Chicago accents are Southern.
Yeah, she did. Tasia showed up when we all bold, looking like Janet Jackson. I know the documentary just happened. She looked just like Janet Jackson.
Tasia has a great physique. I love all my sisters in different sizes, and she's just beautiful. So tell Tasia. I actually like Tasia. She was very real. Tell her I say hello.
We're gonna bring her on too when we talk about entrepreneurs, as well as Kim and some other people. We have an entrepreneur episode coming up. But all right, Wanda, I gotta let you go. We have some ladies waiting to pub their stuff. Let's talk about you real quick.
Nice meeting you, sis.
Listen up, folks. You can follow my sister.
Ty.
All right, I'm gonna do what we call the rap here, guys. Let me do that. You can follow my sister Jawanda Yvette Durham at Jawanda Durham on IG. She is the hostess of It's Showtime at the Apollo, the series right now running on Channel 96 on Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM. Ladies and gentlemen, my lovely baby sister, Jawanda Yvette Durham. Love you, baby. Talk to you soon.
Love you, Shawn. Thank you guys for having me on. Bye.
All right.
I catch that.
He caught that. You're a clown. You're a clown, Dick. You know that? You're a clown.
I caught it.
You caught it. She wasn't throwing that to you. Oh, all right. So Ty, that's my baby sister, and
bro, you mentioned it like 17 times.
No, but no, it's not that it's a bad thing. Like she's great. We're proud of her. She's out there in LA. I saw her last year when me and my homeboy went to see the Braves play the Dodgers. The Dodgers swept the Braves that series, but we ended up whooping that ass in the NLCS. So that's awesome. But we were out there, and she showed us a good time for one of the nights that we were out there. And I'm so proud of what she's done as a Black woman, as a woman, period. But as a Black woman, to go and venture out. She was first in Georgia, and then she went to New York on her own volition, and then flew out after several years of starting her base in New York. And she just went to LA. Here's the other thing too. She's a physical trainer. So she's a badass. She's trained in a couple of things. She's got clients. She's a Jawandapreneur. If I'm a Shawntrepreneur, she's a Jawandapreneur, and she's doing great. And Durham's going to take over both coasts of the Mississippi.
Good stuff.
All right. So this is where we would have, if this were a full podcast, some music just to buy the time and we all take a drink break. Ty, you got your drink?
Yes.
What are you drinking?
My sister was saying that she joined and sent requests. So I was telling you to check your requests.
Oh, is that your sister?
Because she didn't have that much time.
Oh,
Share
Oh,
XOX.
God dang it. Let's talk to your sister real quick. And Shade in the City, we're bringing you up at, she's still here. Shade in the City, you're coming up at 10:20. And at 10:20, we're going to talk about the show with Shade in the City. But your sister's about to fly in. We couldn't have all the sisters on at the same time. Hey, look at that girl.
I was trying to get on at the same time. I felt like my brother needed some balance.
Your brother don't need no damn balance.
My brother need you had your sister. I was trying to be on.
Yo, Alicia, it's called the Shawn Show. What part of the Shawn Show you don't understand? Why he need balance?
I heard we was inviting sisters.
No, we ain't inviting sisters. That sucker get that corner. He get that corner of the IG. He don't get the whole thing. This is Ty's sister.
Well,
everybody. Alicia's on.
Hey, I'm on limited time. Y'all done ran into my break now.
People say your brother's a flirt.
Yeah.
And see, out of respect for him, I was talking so respectful. I was like in a Thornton Wilder.
Alicia knows.
I didn't do nothing to Alicia last week when I saw her. Although those leather pants was doing everything to everybody else. I'm sorry, I said too much.
So Alicia got. We talk about one rule, right, Alicia, and that is to tell the truth. As long as it don't involve nobody else. As long as it just involves me, the truth is fine. I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, how you doing? What's the balance you want to bring to the program? You got about 3 minutes before we bring in Shade in the City, our bloggers, who's going to wrap up the show with us.
Oh, I can only give you 15 minutes now because I'm out here saving lives. I don't have anything to sell.
Well, I'm going to give you 4 minutes so you can take the other 11 and rest before you save the lives because we got another guest coming up. I'm trying to be disciplined. I let my sister go further because the first show.
Because it's your sister.
And she was a great guest. No, if she was a terrible guest, I'm throwing tomatoes at her ass. I'm throwing tomatoes. But no, she was a great guest.
Real quick fun fact. We had a cousin perform on the Apollo.
Okay.
And at Showtime at the Apollo, she didn't win, but she didn't get booed. And that's the real victory.
That's like a G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. she survived. That's all. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Well, and it was when Chris Brown first came out with "Run It." That's how long ago that was.
Oh, but so that's like generation 2.0 of Showtime at the Apollo, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't remember who the comedian was that was hosting, but yeah, it was that summer when that song dropped. "Run It."
Did she rub the stump for good luck?
She did. She did everything, and then she sang "Mary J. I'm Going Down," but she didn't go down. She didn't get booed.
I had a whole nother retort to that. But so did you? I guess you heard all that from my sister. What do you think about that interview we just had?
It was nice. It was good. Educational. A lot of stuff I didn't know either. Mm-hmm.
That means we actually did journalism. If you learn something,
yeah,
instead of just people saying, "Well, I think you've learned something," that's good for you. Yeah. And we're gonna try to do that. I don't know if we're gonna do it weekly. I think I got another one weekly. Mm-hmm. My sponsor's paid up. Oh yes, my sponsor. By the way,
Shawn.
Body Butter Bakery.
You only gave me 4 minutes.
Midnight. You got till midnight.
No, I don't. You only gave me 4. You only gave me 4 minutes. I have until 10:30.
Okay. I'm not taking up all your minutes because you got to get to that snack machine before you go save lives. Get your Cheez-Its before you go and like help somebody. All right, so you've been watching the show, and Ty's your brother. What can you tell us about Ty?
Oh Lord. Well, let's just say this. Well, when he told us about the show, I thought he was joking.
And you're not even talking about my chicken shit show. You're talking about Ready to Love. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, right?
I'm sorry, did I miss something? You thought he was joking when he said, "I'm going to be on Ready to Love"? All right.
Yeah. Well, you know, we met each other last week, but I told you I was a fan of the show, so I knew about the show. He didn't know about the show, and I was like, "Nah, bro, this ain't for you." And I was like, "You're joking. This is not for you." And I personally didn't think he was ready.
Why not?
His lifestyle, his past. I mean, he's had relationships. He's been in relationships. He's been in long relationships. But didn't think he was ready. He was just out in them streets.
So,
But
you mean a
I will.
military man was out in the streets? I never heard of that before.
He was just out. He was out in them streets. But you know, it's the thing about it is like if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. That's fine. I've always just said to him, just don't be out here hurting these women. You know, be upfront with them. If this is what you're trying to do, that's what it is. But he explained to us, meaning like myself and my family, that you know he really wanted to see if he could find love. And
Ty,
and it,
Ty, they calling you Freaky Ty. Is that fair? Like that's what people have been calling you because you know the Lost Boys and shit. But are you Freaky Ty, or is that another persona? Are you Ty, Freaky Ty, Tyrone? Which one do I have on my show tonight?
Misha, what do you think?
Freaky Ty sounds like it's the Freaky Ty is the what the people are calling him. He had some personas in the past, which I think he's also talked about in some of his interviews. But I think he's grown. But after the show, I think he just basically, I personally think he should just come to the conclusion of just being by himself and date.
Well, okay, you say that about him, but we've played this. We've cross sorority played around here. So what is your dating situation, Alicia?
I'm single, looking for a husband.
You're looking for a husband. You're looking for a man. You're looking for a husband.
Yes.
I'm looking for a husband.
Well, let me
not
say that because Tiffany just got kicked off for saying that.
Oh, we're talking about Tiffany in T-minus 90 seconds with Shade in the City, our girls who are coming up. We're going to talk about all this stuff with our bloggers. But yeah, she got kicked off smooth off. And the little moment that I met Tiffany, I didn't know if she was engaging or not because there was so much going on. But it was at the party, the review party. But she seems lovely to me, and she's really nice to look at. And what's the damn problem if that's what she wants? Like everyone's on ready to love, but ain't ready to like commit. What the
right?
What is
right?
That?
I don't.
But yeah. But anyway, you were saying so you were looking for a husband. Are you looking for a man to get in a wagon and like go into town to go to the general store to get shit? Or are you looking for what type of husband are we talking
about? I tend to use this analogy. So let's just say we're on this wagon, right? So right now I'm on this wagon and I'm riding it myself, and I have a general path that I'm on, and I'm looking for somebody to come take these reins and steer it, you know, and let me sit back on the passenger side. You know, I might, you know, have to take a right or a left. And, you know, we come to these crossroads together. That's what I'm looking for. I need somebody to come make these decisions. I'm tired of making decisions. I'm tired of doing all this stuff. I need somebody to come.
All right. Shade in the City, we're going to get to you, but I must ask a question. Alicia, you're a working woman, you're a professional woman, but you're also a mother, right?
Yes.
So,
I'm a grandma.
Oh, you're a grandma?
Mm-hmm.
See, you didn't say that last week. We'll talk.
I did.
You didn't say that shit last week. Ty like, hey, that's my sister. She's a grandma.
I didn't say a word, man. I didn't say a word.
But real quick, and I appreciate Ty's patience because these lives have been different. Usually he chimes in a lot more, and I'm going to make sure that Ty chimes in, but I have to ask this question because Ty is biased. So, are you looking... is it tough for you as a woman of your means and stature to say that that's what I want? Because so many women think that they have to wear a cape and have an S on their chest. You know, like it's almost annoying to the fact that like you're really fronting and projecting this thing, but you know you want that thing. Not that every woman wants that. How does that feel for you to say, I want a man to help alleviate my burden?
I don't have any problem saying it. I don't have any problem saying, and I've said it. I mean, maybe not that harsh, but I mean, if I'm in anybody that I'm dating, I'm letting them know, like, I want to date with intention. I'm looking for a relationship. I'm looking for friendship, foundation, and eventually a husband. So I don't have any problem saying it, and I let them know, you know, I definitely come off as I'm alpha, but I can be submissive in my relationships. That's how, you know, I grew up. I'm the only girl, so but you can't tell at first because I'm just used to being by myself and handling business, and then just the nature of my job, I gotta handle business. So
And we appreciate you handling business. You want to tell people what you do for your job real quick?
I'm a 911 dispatcher. October will make 21 years for me.
Oh, God bless. So half your
Yeah.
life, half
We
your
got to
life.
get you on the show. We got to get you on the
We
mental
got to get
health
you on the show.
journey.
We know you got some stories as a
You and
911
your friends.
dispatcher. And Ty will be on the show, of course, doing that too. Ty, you got some things you want to say to your sister real quick? Let's table it at a minute and a half. We're gonna do whose line is anyway.
Oh,
Minute and a half,
Let's-
then we're gonna bring
and
the girls.
Tyrone
Hell
is the
yeah.
biggest blocker, by the way.
Is he? He's the
Tyrone is
opposite
the biggest
Shawn.
blocker.
Ty, you a big blocker, ain't you?
Tyrone
I
is
felt
the
it.
big.
I knew it.
I've outgrown that. I've outgrown that, and it's because I care and I love my sister, and I'm not gonna apologize for being protective of someone I care about.
You can be protective. When I moved down here in 2009, because I wanted my son to be around a positive black male, so I wanted him to be closer to my brother. I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have a job yet. And everything was yes, you can live with me. No, no, you don't have to pay any rent. Just get your money up, find a job. Like, everything was sure. But you cannot date any one of my friends, anyone that I know. Like, that was literally the only rule. And I remember being like, all the people in
Eddie
DC.
Haskell shit is that?
That was literally the only rule. I could have
lost my-
gave him doodle on a stick. He would have ate it. But I couldn't date them friends.
Well, Alicia, thank you for your time.
Well,
All I can say is, like, well, I don't. Are we friends, Ty?
I've outgrown that.
He says that shit now.
My
He is a military man, by the way.
My sister's a wonderful woman. She's a grandmother now. I'm out of it. You know what I mean? She is a lovely person. My sister knows I love her to death.
She does live
my
out in Egypt,
support.
though. That is problematic. She lives
Everything.
in Egypt.
She's one of my biggest supporters. She actually kept me fly and fresh during the show as the head of Team Swag, in charge of all my outfits.
Ty, can we explain that real quick? Because Alicia told me that within the first 5 minutes that you.
Yeah,
are...
I wanted to find a way to get my sister and my niece involved, you know, with my journey. So, you know, I shared a photo album, and they picked out all my outfits mainly because my sister was like,
"You ain't got no swag,"
What?
and he's colorblind.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Right, and he's colorblind.
Sister's taking care of older brother, and he's freaking colorblind, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
So I've been wearing the same thing for 20 years. So I didn't really have no wardrobe.
Ty,
right.
That's damn near the type of sweater that you wore when you first came on the show.
Bruh, I got two colors, black and black.
And he thinks it's black.
This joker eats oatmeal every goddamn day. All right, so.
Black. But she was there, you know. If y'all saw me mentally going through things, Alicia cleaned all that up, supported me, practiced interview questions with me, readjusted some of my tone and my language in the interviews. You know, it just pretty much was like, Ty, I've seen the show. Do not get caught out there on that couch looking silly. And that was like one of the main things that was going through my head.
And what does he do? Start singing in Korean. What?
Yeah. There's no better way to acquit yourself better than talk about Korean shit and then have the woman who's Korean say, I don't know what the fuck you just said. But that's awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, she was a big support system. Yeah.
We got to let Alicia go. We got to get on with the rest of our show. Shade in the
I love
City.
you,
We're
Alicia.
still waiting for it. Thank you, ladies, for sticking around. Thank you, audience, for sticking around. Alicia, we're gonna let you go, and I'm gonna talk to you soon. I never got your number, so I don't know. I'm gonna like send a smoke signal in the air because I don't think Ty's gonna give that shit. But keep saving lives and keep doing that work.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
All right. Bye.
She damn near got equal time, Ty. Like, you know, it's the Shawn Show, but your sister on the Shawn Show, which is not Shawn's sister, got a lot of time there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, mm-hmm. And I got a feeling my sister's going to have her DMs blown up by 400 messages from the same sucker. All right. Are you ready to talk? Now we're gonna. This is all right, ladies. You kids who talk about spilling tea and sipping tea and all that shit. You all want to do that? You want to do that? I'm a coffee drinker, so I don't know about this tea spilling mess. But Ty, you got your drink refilled?
No.
Go for it. So while Ty does that, I'm going to talk to you real quick about Body Butter Bakery. That's our sponsor. Right now, I have in my hand strawberries and cream cake. By the way, she didn't get to text me on what I was talking about in the IG promos, but I told her during the winter months I use Vaseline cocoa butter and just grease myself up. And she's like, you could do so much better for that chocolate skin of yours. And I'm like, hey, what time are you going out tonight? And she's in Jacksonville, so we can't do that. But with that said, the point is, fellas, you can use this stuff. And it's good for the skin. It'll nourish your skin. And I used to have hard, calloused heels. And now I'm loosened up. You get that oil, the natural oils and emollients. And if you order, I think by Friday, she should be able to get your package delivered to you by Valentine's Day. That's for the men and the women. Here's the thing, though. 50% off until midnight Eastern time. That means 1 hour, 27 minutes. Body Butter Bakery. Follow them online at bodybutterbakery.com to order your material, or go to Instagram at Body Butter Bakery. And if you put in the Shawn Show, the Shawn Show, SHAWN, the SHAWN Show, as your promo code, 50% off. And we're so glad that she promoted this Shawn Show. With that said, Tyrone, you ready to talk and get really uncomfortable? Because these women are about to tell us about ourselves and talk about the new cast of Ready to Love.
Are you not comfortable about me? Sure, let's get it.
All right, they've been waiting for a while. They've been also watching the show. They should be flying in here any moment if IG is not a liar. There they are.
Hey.
Hi guys.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, ladies.
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, thank you for having us on, Shawn. But I'm gonna get on you. I'm gonna get on you later though, because you couldn't find a better picture for your thumbnail, bro. For me.
Hey, I'm not. Oh, you mean for y'all?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't got no pictures of y'all. Y'all need to get some pictures of y'all. You just got screenshots.
Okay, you need more pictures.
You got big ass screenshots that ain't got. We would love to bring you on even further. Let's see how this goes. But y'all need some screenshots.
Okay. I got you.
Shit, I found one with Tyrone with a mic for some reason. That was before the damn show on his damn.
Years ago. Yeah.
Years ago, right?
Years ago. Yeah.
But he still had it. He still had a nice shot. Y'all asses, we bloggers. Who the hell are we talking to? We don't know.
We're talking to the camera.
Well, welcome, ladies. This is Shade in the City, and follow them, please, at Shade, SHADE, the letter N, THE, City, CITY. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, Shade in the City, and you all are actually sisters. The theme of the night is the sisters. You all are actually sisters. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so who's the oldest, and give us your names, please.
I'm the oldest. My name is Chanel.
Hey, Chanel.
And I'm obviously youngest, and I'm Latrice.
Hey, I have a sister named Latrice, and she's my older sister.
Okay.
Real quick, Chanel.
Yes.
How old are you?
Oh.
Yeah, we're not supposed to ask that.
All right.
Do you want to give me Do you want to give me a Price is Right range?
How about
Between 30 and
you
48?
guess? What do you think I am? How old do you think I am?
I can't tell because the comments are covering up your face. I can't see it. So I can't tell.
Am I able to?
Hey, Tyrone. Why don't you ask Tyrone? Hey, Tyrone.
I'd say like 27, 28 max.
See, that joker way
really?
on the bed.
Okay, Tyrone.
Tyrone been
No,
doing nothing
I
but
did.
fucking William Tell
I am
shooting shots.
36.
36?
What?
Oh, lovely.
I would have never guessed that.
Oh, somebody gets.
Someone got 35. That's pretty good.
That's pretty close, yeah.
And Latrice?
35. About to be 36 next month.
Well, shit. Y'all are like me and my sister. So I'm.
She said I'm about to be grown too.
Always trying to play catch up.
The moment you catch up, it's a sad day. You know that, right? So you don't want to catch up like that.
What made you all decide to start the blogging and the show and stuff?
So when we would hang out, right? We would, hang out together, have our drinks, and really just talk about shows. And really
I was asking Latrice.
Oh!
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
God damn it, Ty.
I'm
I'm just joking. I noticed you just took over.
It's our first show, Ty.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Go ahead, Trees, you answer.
No, so it's funny because we actually talked about this last night. But I actually went to school for broadcasting. And
Where
so
to school?
I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale when it was still open. But no, so once I did that and I wasn't, getting a job in my industry, I actually moved into hospitality and just did different things. And like she said, it was something that we sat on the couch and did anyway. And, it was just like, why don't I try to use my gifts and make this my passion project? This is something that we enjoy talking to each other. We enjoy talking about the shows, reviewing the people. And we like to start a conversation more than anything. And that's why we love reality TV, because with scripted drama, it's scripted. You know what I mean? Whereas when you go on reality TV, people are supposed to be themselves and be people. So it's a little bit easy. Ty, why am I getting that face though?
Did you like her answer, Tyrone? Did you like the answer?
Ty,
I'm
permission
sorry,
to speak,
Chanel.
Ty. Permission to speak.
I'm sorry. I never got a script.
Oh, you never got a script?
I never got a script.
Well,
So-
no, we're saying we do scripted dramas as well, but we know you are on reality TV.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into our season in just
You
a
said
moment.
y'all are in Florida right now?
No,
Or you
we
just
used
spent
to
some
live
time
in
there?
Florida. We used to live in
we
Miami.
We live in the DMV.
Yeah, we live right around Florida.
No,
In the
Ty,
DMV, huh?
yeah, we're gonna have. All right, so now Ty is doing other shit. Real quick before Ty starts doing other shit, let me keep us on
Well, okay,
track.
hold on. Can I just say this though?
Go for it, baby.
If y'all can point out some of them places that y'all went on the show, maybe we'll owe y'all a drink. Maybe we'll buy y'all a drink.
Ooh, we got another sponsor. It's a different sponsor though. Hey, Ty, we got another sponsor.
Shit, what did I do? I just went to a regular old coffee shop in Georgetown.
God damn it, Ty. They want the names and the address. They want to
Yeah,
ping.
thank
They
you.
want to ping it. They want to ping it.
You know what,
I
Tyrone?
don't even know.
Let Shawn
I live in
answer.
there. Okay.
Let Shawn answer.
Yeah.
So my consequential dates.
You know what, Chanel?
Hey, you see that? He pulled out that finger like, you know what?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
You-
you're not.
He pulled out
Like,
that
I can
Zadia
tell you
finger.
something.
He pulled out that
You are
Zadia
low
finger
key
right there.
shady.
I caught
You're
it.
low
I
key
caught it.
shady.
I caught it.
He pulled out a Zadia finger. Like,
Mhm.
you know
Yeah,
what?
that's what I was saying. You're
Wow.
low key shady.
You disrespectful. You in
Wow.
the disrespect.
Wow. She gonna pull up on you, Shawn.
She is. She's
gonna
like
be on the
Debo.
She's gonna be at the next Shawn Show.
She's like Debo. If she's at the next Shawn Show, that means I'm held hostage because I got gates. I got gates. That means that her ass got through. She got wire cutters
Wow.
and lockpicks. Lady,
Y'all
so-
anywhere near the Pentagon? Just asking.
You say anywhere near the Pentagon? I'm by the harbor. You're National Harbor.
Yeah, we're pretty much, we're both kind of by.
Yeah, basically right by Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, that's not far at all.
Okay.
Let's stay focused. Ty, there'll be plenty of time.
I'm just
And you can follow the ladies, by the way, at Shade, SHADE, the letter NTHE City.
That's what I'm
Shade
talking
in
about,
the city.
Shawn.
Yes.
So we
Do that
Love
plug.
the plug.
Right.
Yeah.
So these ladies, they gave me, I wouldn't say favorable commentary, but I thought they gave fair commentary, and they're
It was
burgeoning.
favorable. We liked
No, I know y'all did. I mean, that's why.
you.
Shit, that's why y'all here. So
Thank you, Jazzy. She
Yes,
just put
thank
our
you.
thing in the comments. That's our other little sister.
Oh,
That's
really?
Uh-huh.
So, is it a family of 3 sisters?
More than that.
Yes.
Wait, what dynamic do we have going on here? What's the family?
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Oh, Jesus. Are there Irish twins or what we call ghetto twins? Irish/ghetto twins. Black folks call them ghetto twins and
Like
Irish
that.
twins. What do we? I mean, y'all do run really close together in age. Are y'all the same mother and father? Is that too much to ask? This is reality for you all now. So
No,
is it
same father.
same father,
Mm-hmm.
different mothers?
Yes.
Oh well, that's how those things occur. How many of the? Oh, that's how they happen. How many siblings are there, ladies?
What was that?
That we know of?
How many of y'all are there? I'm sorry. Did you
That
hear?
we know of.
Girls?
That you know of?
Girls?
Girls? or
All of you.
boys?
Let's
Let's say 13 collectively.
Okay.
that we know of.
Here's how sentences work. You could go. There's 8 boys, 5 girls. There's
Okay.
commas that could be used. So if you could use what you got there in your family, in your brother, half brother, in your Prince sphere, because Prince has a half sister and half brothers and all that shit. All that. What you got?
So I say total like 13, and I think there's like 9 girls. And then the rest are boys. But
How
we don't.
many-
But unfortunately, we don't know. We don't get to know all of our. You understand what I'm saying? When you're dealing with different households and mothers and things like that.
Okay. Well, in that vein, then, and this is the last question I have about this because it's not about
Yeah, she said that's what that you know exactly.
that you know. I appreciate that you know. Yeah, Ma guide him. So, of the parents, how many assorted parents are there? Like, are there like 2 fathers, 3 mothers of the assortment of the 13 or so?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Do you need some like Axel Foley
We would need
music?
pen and paper, boo.
We would,
Boom.
yeah.
I could do Axel Foley music. Boom, boom, boom.
What you say? You can play some music while we figure it out.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Look, we're gonna have to pass on that one because I can't tell you.
All right, that's all the tea from y'all family. but
And it's a lot of tea. It's very sweet.
all right. Well, I'm not the tea spillers. That's why y'all are here. I'm a coffee drinker. Ty spills tea because his following is like booming because he's every freaking where. Ty is on. If you got
Ty,
a
you
live,
are
Ty
on
is showing.
everything. You are on everything. Every time I pull up YouTube, Ty's doing another interview.
Your ass is ubiquitous, yo.
Hey, don't hate me.
You
'cause
look,
I'm
you
popular.
hit the circuit, bro.
I can't explain it. I mean, I work all day. It's boring work for the most part. Days go by fast.
But Ty,
So
it's
when
your
someone
work though.
asks
It's
me
your
to
work
do
though, Ty.
something, yeah.
Yeah, it's your
When
work.
someone asks me to do something, it's a welcome break from the work I do. So I just gotta do it until the people get sick of me. You know?
I'm not sick of him
You know?
because this is my like second or third time like joining in on live with him. Ty might be sick of me though, but you know he makes
Nah,
his
you
little
good.
sly ass comments. He said I'm good.
You good. I was actually trying to help you last night.
Yeah, I know.
Did he
From-
say something
From
about
the
coffee?
beginning.
Did you just pour another drink, coffee drinker?
Yes, I did. And you want me to promote? You want me to
Sure,
promote this
pretty
damn
sure.
drink? This drink is brought to you by Mezcal. It's delicious, it's smoky, and I'm drinking it right now.
I'm telling you, the more
Carry on,
Shawn
Juice.
drinks, the more on edge of the seat I am. when he drinks. Because
It's not like I'm damn Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon. I'm okay.
yeah.
Ladies, so let's talk about your love of reality TV. And if you could, let's get into the psychology of it. Why do women love this brand of reality TV so much, in your opinion?
Meaning like, well, I don't know.
Like the Ready to Love, the romantic form of reality TV. Like you know that some things are, what's in my cup? It is mezcal something. And I'll answer more later. But ladies, there's a brand of reality TV. It's like the long dramatic pauses, who gets the rose, the I choose you, I don't choose you,
like
I don't know.
Like relationship shows.
Yeah, and you've all interviewed some people, so you know that the production side of it takes away a lot of the romance involved. So why is it still alluring for you all to watch it and want to? Well,
we don't see that. We don't see that it takes away the romance, because we see the roses and the flower petals everywhere, and the nice beaches and the vacations, and that's what we see. And we see the dynamic and what that situation does in the relationship, how it changes the relationship. We do other relationship shows.
Like we do Married at First Sight.
Right, that's what I want to talk about. Yeah, you do Married at First Sight. What else?
We do Before the 90 Days.
Yeah, so they're all different. They're all different.
They're all different in their own way, but they all embody. Everybody has hope. They're looking for love, and I think that's when we watch. I don't even want to say crazy people, but when we're like, okay, this is, our heart goes out to them, and you want to have a conversation about it and be like, well, what made you do that, or why did you, or how can you tell that you're not being scammed? Like, these are all things as we're watching, we're like, what the hell are y'all doing?
But also with reality TV relationship shows, these are things that people are thrown into. So it's not a normal thing. It's not, like a normal relationship. It's not like just like the show you guys are on. Yeah. You're meeting people for the first time that you've never met. And it's interesting to see the dynamic between everyone and how everyone gets along, how everyone clicks with each other, and who you connect with. That's what's interesting to see. It's not just like a normal relationship. We're not watching people who have been together for 10, 12, 15 years. You know what I mean? You guys are meeting each other for the first time, or before the 90 days, meeting someone from
another country that doesn't even speak your language.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's an interesting dynamic to watch. So yeah,
especially that would make you. And let me ask you guys, what made you like sign up for the process? Because even then, I would think that would be kind of scary. Putting yourself out there like that.
Before we begin, because people are trickling in happenstance and they know that there's a code for 50% off. I just got a question from Miss Smiley. Listen,
just put the code in.
I must do this. This is important. Miss Smiley, the code is the Shawn Show. That's Shawn, not the White Irish Shawn, but SHAWN, the Shawn Show. That's what you're watching right now. That's your code for 50% off of anything from Body Butter Bakery, and she will ship that bad boy off as soon as she puts it in the jar. I got mine. She contacted me Friday. I got it Saturday, so it could be that fast.
They're asking you to pin the code.
Pin the code.
But I got
instead of pinning yourself.
I don't see the problem.
In the code, they're already here. They know how to find you.
That makes a lot of sense. So they found me already. Good point, Ty. I'm going to pin the code while Ty answers that question, and then I'll return to it. Carry on, ladies.
What made me join? I honestly felt like, because I had conquered so many other battles like childhood trauma, PTSD, anxiety, I felt like the love thing was the last thing I needed to figure out. I felt like it was being brought to me by design, and that I needed to go all out about it in order to figure this out. And I felt like because of the way my life was, figuring out the love piece probably needed to be on this national stage in order for me to finally get it, at 44 years old. So if it didn't play out that way, who knows?
Let me ask you this, Shawn.
Where I would still be.
So now that you're on this national stage, do you feel like it's easier or like you have more options, I guess, to
No.
find love?
You
No?
said you said Sean. Did you
No.
mean Tyrone?
Oh,
She
I'm
did say
sorry.
Sean.
I'm
She
sorry.
did say Sean,
Yeah,
but
You
I
know
let it
what?
go.
You know
So,
what?
She
No,
did
no,
that
no.
on purpose. That was a little bit of shade.
You know what?
But
I let it
well,
go.
there's no
because,
shade.
because
Y'all just
Tyrone was
shady ass
using
women.
Hush mouth earlier.
You know your sign, by the way, reads like
Mm-mm.
Pixel Pictolix from Superman. It's all backwards in the mirror universe on the camera. It's
Yeah.
like if y'all don't flip that camera around a different way. But with that said, I'm still typing in the code. So Tyrone, go
Yeah.
ahead and take that one and I'll answer.
It actually doesn't help because, you know, it's harder to tell someone's true intentions now that they may have seen you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that, you know, the show means anything more, but it's harder to, you know, discern people's true intentions now.
Wow.
So you're actually a lot more selective now than you were before. Because before you'd be like, don't nobody know me. Could make this happen. And
Well, I mean, we
You
watched
know?
when your sister was on, and she was saying that she was in these streets.
Streets, right?
So, I mean, are you being selective, sir?
yeah, I am being selective. I've been
Okay.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
that's why
I'm
he's in these
selective.
streets, because he hasn't settled yet. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, mine's look
No,
backwards
I'm
too?
not.
Damn it!
No. To get it straight, I'm
Oh
not.
my gosh.
I'm not in these
I didn't
streets.
know that.
Damn it.
The iPad has failed me. Sorry, Tyrone.
Yeah, I'm not in the streets.
Watch this shit in the mirror.
But I did have periods of time where I wasn't in a relationship. I'll just say that.
And that's fine.
And you was freaky time.
And you was freaky time.
And I was never dishonest, you know, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that she expressed. It would be different if I'm out there like treating women like shit and dogging them out and all that. But
Absolutely.
I was
And we
never.
actually, when we saw that
Yeah.
on the show, you were
Yeah.
honest, which I thought
Yeah.
was amazing. I thought that was
You ain't here to waste nobody's time, and I'm here for it. We
both,
saw that.
actually, both of you guys. Y'all were both super honest, and I appreciated it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I get to talk now.
So,
Mhm.
Sean, same question for you.
All right.
So now that you're on this platform, do you feel the same way as Tyrone? That, you know, you have to be cautious of, you know, people and what their intentions are?
As a journalist, I always scrutinize a little bit more anyway.
Mm.
So the funny thing is that, so I'll give you a little anecdote. I was out at a happy hour at a nice spot, and a woman recognized me, her with her non-straight friend, and she to turn around, Sean, Ray Love, and she's like, your ass just ID'd me. You want my social security number too?
Mhm.
But then she started asking questions about the show and all this other stuff, and she had like she got everything, but then she said, so I'm about to call my girl. So I got someone that'll be perfect for you. I'm like, how old is your girlfriend? And her girlfriend's 50. And now, if anyone watched the show, and the thing that they even themed up for me, although I didn't say that kids were the end all be all, I said I hadn't reconciled not having children.
Mhm.
You know that a 50-year-old is not the first place I'm looking for. Old lady, you just want to be part of the story. You recognize somebody and you want to just be part of the story. Now, that's a more elaborate way to say what Ty said, and that was more innocent. You can't necessarily trust when people recognize you from TV because they're too busy thinking about, oh, I recognize somebody from TV, because people think that if you're on TV, even if you're on the news, people think that you're a celebrity because you... Yeah, and I seen it when she shot him, and she did over there. Hey man, I saw you on the news. Do you remember what I said about the dude still on the loose? He killed somebody. No, but I saw you on the news, and that's all people care about is that you were on TV. Now the funny thing is that locally, I have 6 commercials running. I'm an actor. I'm on TV. I'm visual. I got things going on already, so I've been identified. But this is to the 48th
Aren't you an author
hour.
as well?
I'm an author as well. I thank you. I appreciate that. I've not
You're
even pitched my
welcome. You're welcome.
own book on my own show because I'm too busy trying to figure out how the Wi-Fi works. But but with that said, you can't necessarily You have to. I think what with Ty and I, this is my honest opinion, and Ty could tell you what he thinks after this. I think we have to wait till they get out of DC, you know, and then that cycle of the DC area folk, because we're still residual. We're still in the residue of people who watch the show. And when they go to their next spot, they've already mentioned Miami. That ain't no secret. They mentioned they're going to go to Miami.
Can I just say how bad of an idea that is?
Yeah, there ain't no black folks doing anything in Miami.
Huh?
Oh, no, you said how Miami's a bad idea?
We used to live in Miami as well. It's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea.
Holy shit. Miss Smiley, you know, sometimes my friends call me Black Frazier, but that's a very 90s reference. Thank you, Miss Smiley. I think, I don't know.
They may not even have enough black
But
people for the show.
they'll have some black people for the show, but there's going to be some, like, I'm black and
Miami.
Honduran. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban, but I got dark skin. There's going to be a lot of that shit going on. And they're going to try to cross over because, you know, OWN is now owned fully as a whole owned subsidiary of Discovery, I believe. So
you're right. You're right.
So they're trying to expand the bag. It's beyond just, all right, these black markets, we got them going. We got Atlanta, we got Houston, we got DC. We got to make our appeal more cross, you know. So let's see if some Univision watchers will watch it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh wow, you said Univision.
We'll see. But
I
feel, I'm not gonna say I feel robbed in a way, but I think we should be inclusive. But when we're on, that would be like BET, and now we're gonna go and, you know.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Oprah sold her network, and I have a whole thing about that. When you, I don't want to say sell out, but when you take the check, there's a whole thing I have at the end of the show, at the end of the night, that you all are welcome to check out, because like I do an opening essay and I'm going to do a closing essay because that's Shawn Speaks. But anyway, yeah, it ain't Oprah's anymore. It's Discovery's network.
Yeah, so they're gonna sprinkle a little bit of Mahente on that black
Mahente.
What the hell is Mahente?
You don't know?
You don't know?
You know how there was like Black Planet and then it was like Mahente. I'm old. I'm aging myself.
Someone post. Oh, go ahead.
A Korean one. No, go ahead. Nope.
Someone posted a damn Black Planet. I think Black Planet is back.
What? Lies.
Black Planet. No, guys.
No.
BET's not owned either. They're owned by Paramount. BlackPlanet.com is back.
No, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Let me turn the camera.
Y'all act like,
no way, bro.
Y'all act like I'm not knowing what I'm talking
Let
about.
me tell you something.
Ain't no way, bro. Because
back
my
when Black
profile is
Planet
still
was
up.
out, I loved it.
I did.
You can put the little thing, like the little
music,
graphic,
the background,
on your page,
and the music playing.
Yo, don't
I
talk.
like you, girl.
I used to
This
love
is a very
Black
black-ass
Planet.
conversation, but you can't handle the truth. None of you can handle the truth. BlackPlanet.com is back. Deal with it, suckers.
That's crazy.
But all right, so I'm going to extend the show by about 15, 20 minutes, the actual show, because I want you guys to have full compliments of your skill set of watching us. And we want to get into this because it's really been a fun premiere and debut, and I appreciate all of you. With that said, real quick to you ladies, this new cast, your thoughts?
I am an Ace fan. I like her energy, her aura.
Ace has Georgia roots, by the way. Go Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Carry on.
And I liked this new guy that they just introduced, Cornelius, the new Cornelius.
Yeah.
And only reason I say that is because someone who reviews it, I noticed that a lot of the viewers talked about nobody's from DC. Nobody's from, like, born and raised in DC. So when he said something about that jump, and I was like, there we go.
That joint.
That jump.
That
I was
joint.
like, oh, he's from DC. He's from DC.
Well, what about
Wiley?
Wiley? But Wiley is Chuck Brown's son, so
yeah,
he's definitely
they have Wiley
DC.
as well.
Yeah.
So, but personality-wise, the baritone in his voice, that it just, cornbread and his corn muffins, and I was here for it. I like it.
Latrice, what you got?
You mean Chanel?
I mean, Chanel. Sorry. Holy shit.
It's payback. You messed up.
You know what? Y'all are reversed on my screen. Like, y'all shit is reversed on my screen. So, it's Chanel and oh, I don't know who I'm talking to.
So
but Chanel, what's
I
your thought?
was not really feeling PO.
Oh yeah, Paul is not.
The post office worker,
He delivers.
The delivery man. I thought he was a little bit too old to be using these type of lines. I thought it was corny.
They called them dad jokes.
It was
like dad joke. Yeah.
Ty, you're a father. Do you think they're dad jokes?
Look, Ty was like, I think I used that before.
I like Paul. I think he's just misunderstood, and I think his way of thinking and his way of getting information out of someone is probably
like you mentioned earlier. If you
Paul
were to
is
do
a
a
G.
spoken word,
if you were doing a spoken word,
what would the name of it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
That was Paul's question.
Yeah, that was
on the show.
okay. Moving on.
Yeah, carry on, Chanel.
So I like Clifton.
She does.
I like Clifton.
So can we talk about this real quick? Why does everyone love Clifton? Not that I don't see it, but it's like he is so popular. Is it this big teddy bear
teddy
thing?
bear. That's what it is. He gives
teddy bear.
No.
Well, that's what he gives me.
No.
He gives me teddy bear vibes.
Okay,
She gives Latrice teddy bear vibes. What about you, Chanel?
For me, when he first got out the car, right before he even spoke, for one, his beard, everything, it was glistening.
That's everybody loves the glistening beard.
Okay,
that's all I'm seeing.
You know he takes care of
you just gave me another opportunity. If you're glistening, you better get some of this. You better get you some of this beard and body butter from Body Butter Bakery. Let me tell you something. I used it, and you see how shiny my black ass is, and I ain't even got as much hair as Clifton does. Carry on, ladies. It's pinned at the top, 50% off until 59 minutes from now. You're welcome. Let's go.
So he was glistening. He had this energy about him as soon as he got out the car. And then when he spoke, Jesus.
Cornelia says he I8. Clifton's charisma and confidence is smooth, says Miss Smiley.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Miss Smiley. Yes. Clifton is it. Clifton and
but he also, I feel like he knows that.
But she just gonna act like that just right in front of me, huh? Like I ain't even sitting here, huh?
He's like a playboy. You know what I mean?
And I like Dakia.
You like Dakia?
I like Dakia.
Dakia has this Stephanie Mills, who's a dancer thing going on with these beats on. So that's older than you all. Ty should know, but he's from Massachusetts, so he may not know. But Stephanie Mills, this small, dark-skinned woman, greatly.
That is terrible.
That's
something in the way you make me feel, make me feel good, baby, feel. I'll tell you, babe, something in the way you make me feel.
I love it.
Stephanie
I get
Mills.
it.
But yeah,
That wasn't bad at all.
So who do you like on the show?
Yes, let's.
Oh, so this is a question. Oh, pop quiz. This is a question from Sunday night, Ty. I have not watched the show enough to like anybody. So that's
God
why,
damn it, Sean.
that's why y'all are here.
I knew you was gonna say that shit.
That's the guys on
Okay,
shit. Now I will say this. Now from the people I have had conversations with beforehand, because I've given. I put out an IG post like, if anybody wants any advice, I'm leaving this to you all. But if you want some advice from Ready to Love Emeritus, I'm here for you. And a couple of them inboxed me. And I've had conversations with Dakia, because she's a Sagittarius as well, because I'm a Sagittarius. And we talked about a number of things. And so that was a fun conversation. I talked with Ace and a couple. Let's see, who else did I talk to? I want to talk to Tiffany more. Because Tiffany,
Tiffany.
I'm a fan of tall, dark, and beautiful, and she sort of has this. She has a regal appearance. Now, whether the rest of her is that way, I don't know. But there's this regality that just I think is natural for her, and I wouldn't mind just sitting down. Let's have that cup of coffee. So those are the people, but I have not dissected. I'm gonna catch up because I just realized.
Okay, I was like, catch up
is on
first.
Hulu.
Catch up.
Own is on Hulu. I got Hulu. I gotta watch that. Yeah.
What about you, Tyrone?
I'm a fan of Ace and Joey.
Okay, so
I don't know why
Right
I
now.
can see that. I can see that being your type.
Ace is cool, and
Does
Joy's a
Ace
creative, so
know
Joy seems
Oprah?
interesting too.
What was it? Oprah,
Oprah, Michelle.
Beyonce, Michelle, Jill Scott. That she is.
Do you feel like she embodies all of that?
Yeah, I did see that clip. Did you see all that shit? When I don't mean shit, and not that Oprah is shit or Beyonce, but he said a lot of shit. Like,
He did. I was like, Michelle Obama. What? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
who is this woman, and why is she so not interesting? Because she's all these different ass things. You know, that shit cancels each other out.
That's what she is.
Like all these things. I'm Beyonce. Well, I'm Oprah Winfrey. Well, that shit cancels out. So what's being matched up? I'm Jill Scott. Well, I'm Michelle Obama. What that match? I'm sorry. That was a question for Tyrone somewhere in here. I'm gonna let him have it. Carry
No, I
on.
just think it's something about her that people will overlook, you know, either at first glance or the first time they're around her. That's all.
Okay.
It's just a different energy.
Miss
I like
Smiley,
Ace as a Georgia girl.
we have
Ace got
to
it going
address
on.
Miss
She's got some
Smiley's
things going on.
comment because
Yes.
we definitely talked
Uh-huh.
about it in our review.
What she say?
Carmen and those blue contacts.
Hey, Tyrone, you want to take this with you?
I need to know
No,
what
I mean-
you thought. 'Cause you know what?
God damn it. Blue ass.
He go get a drink of water. Where he at?
He went to
It
get
ain't water. It ain't water. Everyone be quiet.
He went to go get some more body butter.
I don't think they were that bad.
I don't think so either. So I
don't
really
think
did.
they
Like,
were
I
that
didn't notice
bad.
them at. Look at Sean's face. I didn't think they were that bad at first. But then Nels pointed out to me when we were doing a review, and she was like, "No, he kept saying the contacts were an issue."
And I also
Yeah.
kept saying that I feel like at some point you age out of color contacts.
I got a question for you.
I think.
Well,
okay.
go ahead, Tyrone. Go ahead, and then
No.
I'll get in there.
There was something that I seen out the show for the first time. I don't think I've ever seen it, but the show actually took a moment, you know, to clown on her about the contacts. And I don't think the show has ever, like, took time to clown anyone.
Yes, they have.
So that was a little bit different.
So that's another question for y'all.
Yes,
No,
they
no,
have.
let's look.
Now,
What?
What?
What part?
Everybody
It's-
says
it's-
edited.
I mean,
Edited.
they had a still shot just for her blue contacts
yeah, but
when he said "Baby Jesus."
I'm curious.
Because
When
they
the
looked
show-
like they was extended from her eyes. They looked like her eyes was back here and the contacts was up
Well,
here.
Oh
Well,
man,
here's
yeah.
my thing. Here's what I'm learning, or what I learned about our season. When the show
I'm
knew,
glowing devil eyes. Look at that.
Stop.
Oh, God.
That's so wrong.
Hey, I will comment on the comments. Let me get this out real quick because we'll never finish. Real quick. So, what I did notice about the show during our season time, especially during my time, because you focus on your time.
Yeah.
The show, because they knew how things would end, would play up things to create a dossier as to why you should be gone for later episodes. So they're editing backwards. So I'm wondering, I'm not saying she's the next to go, but I am curious how much would this, oh, she's some kind of synthetic or whatever, people might make that type of notion. Would they try to play that up as a reasoning for her to be at least on the chopping block, not to be gone, but like, so with me, what I'm saying, like when they did it with me, I told my first encounter was at the jacuzzi, and I gave Camille the first answer. I said, I'm a creative. I gave her the actual full answer of what I did. Sydney got it. Everyone else got it. Her and Zadia left the pool. But at the end of that episode, because they knew that I wasn't going to stick around long, it was a matter of, Sean's Tommy from Martin. He doesn't work. And so if the show knows, no, I'm not doing it again. I'm just saying, like, if the show knows some things that might be brought up, and they might use something as a punchline to seed it. I'm curious, how far is Carmen's journey if they know how it ends? That's what I'm saying. People always cut me off like Sean's still mad about. No, I don't give a fuck.
No, I think
I'm in
she's
production, but
yeah.
I'm just serious. I'm just really curious. So if they actually brought up the whole, she got color contact thing.
She's
All right, so that's gonna be brought
She's
up for
solid.
something.
She's solid. I think she'll
Is
be
she?
here for a while. I don't think they'll bring her here as the ringer just to have her get voted off the next week. That wouldn't make sense. Like you gotta be absolutely terrible for that.
Again,
You know what I mean?
again,
You gotta be terrible.
Tyrone, did you watch the fucking show? Like, I was there for a goddamn cup of coffee. Your ass sound like you. Well,
I'm
I don't
messing
think
with you,
they'll
man.
bring her. Or the answer is yes. Yo, we got one.
I'm messing with you. But what I'm saying is, for us, they had like dramatic music and stuff when they were trying to drive a point home.
Oh,
so
you say they didn't produce her?
That was about it. They
didn't produce her stamp more.
No, they actually had Clifton talk about her. He mentioned something about baby Jesus, and then they brought her in for a still shot with a close-up on her eyes. Like, I don't think they've ever done that before. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's clearly where they said, hey, come here, let's do a close-up of you so they can get her eyes. That's where they. That's
no, I felt like they were.
No, okay, but
they probably did it. They probably did it. That's reality TV, though. It's like, okay, that's already been mentioned. So now it's been mentioned. Let's recreate that and show this so the viewers can understand what people are seeing and got going on.
But
so
I think they also made a point too, or she made a point to say something about, and I don't know if it was shade to the other girls or the other women. She was like,
yeah,
"Oh, we can pull on this ponytail because my hair is real," and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, it was shade because she said,
don't have real hair.
Yeah,
she said it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She said it.
She said it.
Maybe that's why they did a still shot of her eyes, because she don't got real eyes.
Well, they know America gonna talk about it.
I would love to meet Carmen in the future. So let's move on to another topic.
Oh!
No.
Let me ask you something, Sean.
So no, can we talk about editing? So do y'all really feel like it's edited? Because I've heard pretty much everyone that's been on your season say that the editing was horrible. And that the way that how they set things up for you guys wasn't fair.
It's only horrible when it makes you look bad.
Correct.
Well,
I think
the editing was amazing for Sabrina's last talk, right?
Yeah. Sabrina's a woman hero, and no disrespect to Sabrina.
We love Sabrina over here.
Yeah.
But it's only bad if it makes you look bad.
But it makes it bad if it makes you look bad, and you have a lot of explaining.
Let me ask you this: do they do voiceovers?
No,
I've
not had anyone say, "Hey, Sean." All right, so I've done voiceover because of my profession. I've done voiceover on the field, and they will take a boom mic like this, and they stick it right there, and then you talk into it, and you repeat what you have to say. I've never had that on the show. Ty, can you answer that?
Far as I know, hell no. I mean,
Now,
I said that shit. I may not have said it like they said I said it.
Right.
But in the end, I did say that shit. I didn't mean that shit. I didn't mean it the way that they showed that I said it.
The words came out your mouth. You said it. You didn't mean it to look like that.
But you know what? He redeemed himself. He redeemed himself because on the reunion, he corrected it.
No, I don't think he said anything necessarily wrong.
He didn't say, I ain't say that shit. It was a voiceover.
Because right. Because the thing about Tyrone, and my sister sort of touched on this too, like women watch all these movies like, oh, it was love at first sight, and I knew I wanted to be with her. And I remember having my late friend, he met his wife, who's now his widow, and he's like, Sean, I met this woman, she's gonna be mine. And he was dead set on being with her. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's actually beatified and romanticized until the other person says, I'm not so sure. And that's what happened with Tyrone, if that's fair, Tyrone. And so I don't think that made him any more better or worse of a person. And I think it's funny how people flip when they watch this stuff with the different type of cameras that you use with the reality TV show stuff. So anyway, that's me.
Yeah. I had a question about that.
Yeah.
What do you all like more? Seeing someone you like win or seeing someone you don't like lose?
Ooh, good question. Good question.
I don't even think, I can only speak for me. I don't think I necessarily, even if I don't rock with you, I can't even, I don't know. I'm just not that type of person. I want to relish in your, like, you know what I mean? Now, if it happens to you, I'm be like, karma's a motherfucker. And I might have told you, right? But I never want to see you, like, sit in your shit, right? So I would rather see people win. I would rather see love win. I'd rather see people
especially if it's a true connection.
Exactly, to continue this narrative of, you know, love is possible and through all things and all that great jazz.
Especially with, you know, if there's other people that, you know, are around that relationship that, you know, you think is bullshit. To see the actual people that have a real connection.
Yeah.
Win.
That tells me a little bit about your apology acceptance style.
Oh, okay.
What does that tell you?
Go for it, Ty. Go ahead. Explicate.
What does that tell you?
People accept apologies differently, and to me, it just means that you don't need to put people. You don't want their apology to be too harsh. You know what I mean? Just say it and let's move on. We can.
Oh, true. Yeah, you like
right.
Yeah, for me, an apology without accountability does not mean shit. If you can take accountability for what you did, and then you apologize for it, to me, that means that you recognize what you did wrong, and I expect it not to happen again, because we both know that you did something wrong, and we're going to move forward from this, because otherwise, if you're sweeping it under the rug and saying, oh no, I didn't do anything, or lying to try to cover it up, you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes, and you're going to try to do the shit again. So that's an apology to me. Accepting accountability and apologizing for it.
Ladies, are you all are you of the mind? What you say, Tara?
I said I had a follow-up question, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. Get your follow-up question in.
Because we know Shawn ain't gonna forget.
It was totally unrelated though. It was unrelated.
Wait a minute, it's unrelated?
Yeah. It was
How
unrelated.
did it pop up?
Because it was a follow-up.
How is it a follow-up question?
It was a follow-up.
So we know that
it was a follow-up from a previous.
Hi, what is your sign?
It was a follow-up from a previous one. I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually get along.
Yeah.
Virgo.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
See, y'all are ridiculous. Y'all are the ones. Those are Thai people. Virgos. those are Thai people. Like it's way different.
I was going to ask about your favorites from our season.
So, Sabrina
is
always my favorite.
Is that such thing as favorites, by the way?
We is not talk about the ladies, but go ahead.
But no, Sabrina was one of my, actually, so I had two. It started out being Sabrina and Zadia, actually. Then obviously as things played out.
He was not talking about the ladies.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the men. My bad.
Hold on a second. Before you continue, Trees, could you give a pithy answer about the ladies and then go on to the men? I do want to hear that. I think we deserve to hear both because we want to hear an audience. So, so no, give me the ladies and then let's go into the men in depth.
Okay. In depth. Okay. So no, ladies, real quick. Zadia, when she first came on, her energy. Actually, when she sat down with you, and I was like, I really rocked with her vibe, and I was like, oh, okay.
And she had body.
And she had body, yada yada. So we was there for it. Yes.
Okay, I'm good.
Is it coming back to you, Tyrone?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then Sabrina, just her love, light, and energy. It just, like, I'm an energy person. That's why I like Ace. Now we get into the men. I'm not just saying this because we're here, guys.
Yeah,
okay?
Sounds like you're saying it because
I've always been fond, because I remember one review, and we've always been fond. I've always been fond of Sabrina, but I went to bat for you because I did not like how that situation with her friends went down.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
And
I felt like you were thrown into the fire, and I was like, if this is a real thing, and we know as sisters, I'm not going to try to introduce you to the man, but run down a list of bad shit about him before he gets there, and then say, "Hey, you understand?" Like that's how it came off to me.
Well, Latrice, real quick, I'm so tired of relitigating, but people always say it. He's relitigating, but it's brought up. We just met. We had our first date 12 hours before that.
Wow. Okay.
That's the thing. So viewers don't know, like, although it's spaced out when they air it, people don't know what the actual time frame is. So we actually, Sabrina and I had our first date, like, let's see, it was 6, give or take 12 to 14 hours before that. That was our first date. And that's when I told her, like, you know, I don't want to hurt you down the road if we're not on the same thing. Secondly, I didn't think anything bad was said about me. I just thought that if you show people arguing at somebody, then it looks like a ruckus. And so some folks were coached up to make it look like a ruckus.
Well,
but
even the context,
it was
I felt like she didn't explain that enough to her friends for you. Does that make sense?
That's fair. And we've talked about that. So, I don't want anybody to say, like, Shawn.
No. I appreciated her apology on the reunion. I saw it, and so, no, we still good, Sabrina.
And at the reunion, we were actually kind of joined at the hip a lot that was cut out, that wasn't seen, because there was way more other bullshit going on.
Okay.
But you're spot on with that. But no, that's one thing. And the second thing is, like, God damn, it's like you when you tell people what you want, why is that a bad thing on these shows?
Because that's what you're there for.
But no, I told people what I want. That just means I didn't, or I couldn't see it happening with her. That doesn't mean I didn't see it happening with anybody else. And so it was. The checks in the mail, right, Tyrell? I think because we get a stipend and we don't get no money for this.
I ain't talking till I get the check.
You ain't talking the check. Tyrell think they're gonna go to Phoenix, Arizona, like, hey, come back here from LA. That $4,000 you whatever, it ain't even that. It's way less than that. But the God's honest truth is, like, when you tell the truth because you're trying to look for love, it was used as a cudgel, and I think that had to do with simply there were a bunch of mixed nuts on our season that didn't fit. And I don't think they genuinely fit. I think some did fit because we had to get to an end, but I don't know if everybody works. What do you ladies think?
Well, I wanted to ask you because I think I mentioned in one review, whatever happened to you and Tasia? I thought that was a thing. I felt like y'all was gonna sit, like, she was like, it felt like she was like, I'm ovulating. Are you ready to go? Y'all was sitting down at dinner. I said, go make them kids. Y'all was
because Tasia is like the audience. She's like, yeah, hey, you want to do this? Let's get down. But
and that's what it gave me.
Look, I love Tasia. She's coming on the show.
Okay, awesome.
We've already talked about some things, and also there's an announcement that I have that Tasia was very important to make happen regarding my speed dating service. So she's going to be on the show when I announce it, or maybe after I announce it. Yeah. But the long and short of it is that Tasia Saffold and I, like, I'm not closing the door. She may close the door on me. I'm not closing the door, but I want to do things on my terms, because once television gave me the bullshit after I had what was really actually a good date, a great date with Sabrina, and then I had 12 hours later the Bad Friends date where I had 50. It was the Million Man Inquisition. There were like 48 people in that damn room. Once I got that, I shut down on the whole process, and so goes back to the
hallelujah.
Yeah, I went hallelujah. Like, I'm not trusting anything. I'm not trusting anyone's reactions. I don't know if this is produced by somebody, if this is coached up. I don't give it. So I'm gonna be, as the old folks would say from my old Twiggs County church outside of Macon, Georgia, keep still. God will fight your battle. I let God fight that battle. I've decided to keep still and then figure out everything else later. And now that the waters have settled, we're on to a new cast. I can get to know people on my terms, outside of the lady at the bar saying, well, you should do this and you should do that. Look, lady who wants to hook me up with a 50-year-old, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So it's a long answer, but I think I can't speak in 160 characters. I don't think real people speak in 160 characters. So Tasia and I are cool. We're great friends. I think we're really good. And I think as an entrepreneur, like Ty is an entrepreneur, we all three of us understand what this life is about. Because the invoice life is way different from the direct deposit life.
Mm.
Did I answer your
Or you
question?
get
Though? I have
both.
to ask the question. Did
I
I
don't
answer
know.
your question?
No,
wanted
you
to ask-
did. You did.
I thought we
You
was
look.
originally
If
asking
we
the
see something
ladies
pop
about
up and
their
announce
We
favorites.
were. They're
we
not
said
done.
it without saying it.
No, those ladies are not done yet. So, what was that question from the ladies then, Ty?
No, we was asking the ladies about their favorites from our
Yes,
season.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Ty. So let
Go
me
for it, go
ask
for it.
you, why did, or is there anybody on this, like at the reunion that, besides the host,
Oh yeah, we saw
right? That you were like,
Mhm.
I was just, I mean, I understood the host because she's beautiful as well, but I thought you would have like tried to get back. I don't know, maybe holla at Sabrina now that she was free because y'all had a little connection at one point. Like there was nothing. No, it wasn't given.
I mean, I honestly feel like at this point we're all
Dante,
just
what's
better
up,
off.
fellas? Real
We're
quick.
all just better off
for it, Ty.
friends, right? Like we've built a little family relationship. We're better off friends. I would definitely do dinner with any one of them. I would do drinks with any one of them. You know, the more time I spend with them, the more I like them, right? But not as my love interests.
It's the cast from a different world. You get to know each
and I
other
just
from different situations. Like we just had our collegiate get to know each other experience as adults in our late 30s and 40s, and now it's like, all right, if we didn't find love during that process, but we're still friends, we're probably going to be more in the friend situation until that snow globe of bullshit settles. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Shawn,
it would just throw a monkey wrench in
so do
everything
you
right
think
now.
that if you would have been there from the beginning,
Things
maybe
might have been different.
you would have had a different outcome?
Yes.
Okay, that's valid. Okay, so who are your favorites from this season?
Oh wait, I didn't answer the question.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. What did he ask you?
Fight, sisters, fight. Oh, wait, hey, I heard ice clinking.
Y'all didn't answer the question.
Hey,
Big girl?
Tyrone, did you hear ice clinking as well? I heard ice clinking. What y'all drinking? What y'all doing?
Oh, we're drinking wine. I actually have to go
champagne.
refill my glass.
Wait, you don't use ice in your wine,
I could
though,
see
do you?
Chanel drinking unapologetically, but Latrice be trying to sneak her drinks
Oh yeah,
on
I don't.
camera.
Yeah, I don't.
Baby
Yeah, no,
sister.
I'd be like, no, matter of fact, I gotta go. I'll be back.
See, baby sister got to do it differently. Baby sister got to do it differently, Ty.
So my favorite females was Sabrina and Aisha.
Okay.
And
From the beginning or since the end?
From jump, or was like as everything
from jump, it was Aisha because we're both from New York. She gave that New York energy, and I just I don't know. I just loved her. I loved her from beginning to end. Sabrina, initially I liked her because I liked her style. And then as you know, as the shows went on, I liked her energy. I liked her vibe. Men, initially, Cornelius, initially.
You said initially. Put a pin in that. Carry on.
We'll put it in that. Then, I'm not gonna lie, Shawn, when you came through, sorry. They had you with the shirt off.
I'm sorry. Is it Nelly? Are we calling you Nelly? Is that
Nell? Yes.
I felt good about myself when I showed up. I did.
Yeah.
As you should.
Okay.
I'm still trying to get back to that young man in July.
You were breaking necks, sir. You were breaking necks when you came through. Okay, and then
What was somebody else? I feel like Naeem. You were a Naeem fan too,
and that was initially. They were both initially, because towards the end I was like,
tall, dark, handsome, and with abs. That's what you like. So Naeem is like 6'2.5", 6'3", and I'm 6'2".
I didn't even know he was that tall.
Yeah, he was. Maybe because he didn't talk
You
as much.
just made his stock go up in her mind.
Well, I don't know. But
It was
thank you,
initially.
Miss Smiley. Miss Smiley says on a chocolate drop. I appreciate that. But carry on.
I can't see the comments. Oh man,
You can't see the comments? You don't want to see them, Ty, because you ain't in them.
it's not scrolling. It's not scrolling for me.
Oh, you gotta start. Well, the way that
So
works sometimes.
I might leave and come back.
Yeah, leave and come back, and then it'll refresh you. And when that happens, we will just. Oh, it just happened. Boy, he did that quick. Hey, girls, that's just quick. Hey, can y'all climb up to your
I gotta sit on a phone book now.
Y'all look smart as hell. Who's the tallest? Who's the tallest?
Of course she's taller, but
Yeah,
she's only like 5'3".
Oh.
Yeah, I'm only 5'1". She's like 5'3". We're not. We're a little shorties.
Is your dad a chess piece? How tall is your dad? Like, yeah. What? Y'all ain't got no height. Is your dad the pawn? Just use me right now. Use me right now. Like, y'all.
Yeah, we're shorties.
Yeah.
And you look really tall, Nell, or tallish.
I do?
Yeah, that tells you. So you talk about blue contacts. We talk about the things that women do to make their ass look way more. I'm gonna send a picture to him, and it's gonna be me. I'm all about me, girl. But that picture's gonna have a filter. It's gonna have a filter. I got different eye colors. I got different height. I got some weave. I got some makeup that cakes me up. He's gonna love me for me. You just did 4 things.
You're terrible.
You just did 4 things that make you look way different from what
Let
you
me
look like.
let me tell you, Shawn. The only thing I won't go without, right? I'll go without the hair. I'll go without the makeup. I'll go without everything. The only thing I will not go without is lashes.
She is a lash. Yeah,
I cannot. I can't.
It makes me mad too, Shawn. But see, I have natural blonde.
I refuse.
Oh,
I
you got
refuse.
see. Here's what I need you to do, Latrice. I need you to like get on your knee on that sofa and get taller than your sister, or there goes there. So I can see these lashes. Oh, those lashes are nice and natural.
Thank you.
You're a lovely young lady. Hey, you old as hell because you only a year. But no, like you batting the shit out of me, and it looked like you're raking the yard.
What?
Let me say, no. I'm playing with you. I love you. I love you, ladies. I appreciate you all being here, and we're gonna wrap this up in about 15 minutes or so because we can't be here all night. But with that said, the only thing about women with lashes, and in the beat face generation, because I'm 45, I think I can call this the beat face generation, has women doing so much to where you
don't
all
look like yourself.
You don't look like yourself for one, and then you all accept the awesomeness of what you did beat face wise. So you clayed up your face, you drawn this shit, you got shit that could rake the lawn, and because you use every single beauty product properly, that means, girl, you beautiful. I don't know why no man want to be with you.
So,
because as soon as you hug him, he's got the imprint of a clown face on his face. And I love women.
So let me
it's
say
not necessary
this.
to do all that. No, I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm just saying.
No, because I can't. I don't know how. I don't know.
I was gonna say we don't.
I don't know.
We watch YouTube videos.
No,
we don't.
Even with YouTube, to beat my face, I really don't know how. I know how to apply foundation, apply mascara, and apply my lashes.
I know how to do a natural beat. That's all you're getting from me.
As far as beating my face,
a natural beat. You don't know how to beat your face. You said
no.
You're not going to the Mac counter at Macy's.
Oh, well, not on that.
Now
they do it. They'll do it.
Well,
they don't teach you how to do it.
I want to rewind. The Mac counter at Macy's is actually kind of detrimental to your health because your ass is gonna have all sorts of cysts and things because they're covering up every pore. Yes. You know it's not that oily? Butter bakery.
I can't.
Body butter bakery. Look, no, guys, let's do. We have 26 minutes.
Oh God.
Thank you, ladies. Body butter bakery. I use the man shit, so at least buy the shit for your man. there's a big ass comb that comes with it. I don't have one of them fucked up damn beards, but like 78% of the men from last cast and 72% of the men from this cast have beards that are super Ramadan, Saladin type of beards, like American Black Taliban. And so she gives you the comb, she gives you the comb, she gives you the lotion, you can massage in there, and your ashy, crusty ass brother will slide out that damn thing, and you will feel good. I'm dead serious. I used it last night. I used it the night before. I have no complaints. I don't go out musty. I don't go out musty.
Well, hold on. So
you got 25 minutes. Right there. It's pinned at the top. Yes, ladies.
This is black owned, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, this is black owned.
No, because I have a body butter that I like, but I might switch over to support a black owned business. So
you got 25 minutes to get it half off.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the reminder, bro.
Tyrone's back, by the way. Ladies, finish your thought, and then Tyrone jump in here. Ladies.
So what were we talking about? We were talking about your favorites.
Oh, I said my favorites.
And who were your favorites from this season? I don't think we got into that.
Well, he said that he hasn't really.
Oh yeah, he said he hasn't watched it.
You know what? Okay.
Next week I will dive into it a little bit more, but I know some people I'm familiar with. But yes, ma'am.
Let's say you did start from, well, even though you didn't start from the beginning, right? Who would you say would have been your top three?
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is a two-part question.
No, it's not. The answer is.
Oh yeah, because Tyrone has to give his.
There's a follow-up question that we asked last night.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, Tyrone.
Go ahead.
You said my top three if I started from the beginning.
Well, regardless, so whether you started from the beginning or not, who would be your top three? Who do you feel like would have been able to give you what you wanted? And
for those listening to it on the pod, you didn't see me like I was about to answer, and she's like, "Hey, motherfucker!" Carrie Courtney Libba.
Carrie Courtney Libba. Okay.
And maybe not in that order, but Carrie Courtney Libba with To See You Right There and Sabrina as my fifth. But that was the order. Yeah.
All right. You Tyler?
So the follow-up was, if it wasn't televised, who would your top three be?
Oh, if it wasn't televised. Oh, that makes a difference.
I wasn't there
it
for
makes
that
a
question.
difference.
I watched it, but I wasn't there for that. Oh, so that means like, yo, Zadia's body is banging. You just sure you don't want to? It's my show, right?
It's your show.
It's okay.
It's the Shawn Show.
Is it the Shawn Show?
It is.
It is the Shawn Show.
The mic's coming from northeast and west. Is it the Shawn Show?
It is the Shawn Show.
After that first initial meeting, I didn't give a frog's fat ass about the black, brown girl squad, whatever. Didn't want any of them. And I love brown women. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was just so unwelcoming, unnecessary, and quite frankly, stank.
What are we talking about?
A whole bunch of questions for me.
What are we talking about
You're
right
welcome.
now? We're talking about if it wasn't
because we know.
Because I didn't want to believe the narrative. I didn't want to believe the narrative. I was like editing, like I try to give everybody a chance. We try to be fair because y'all are real people.
The only person that I would say who is kind of like the Samuel Mudd. All right, so this is my geek coming out. The Samuel Mudd of the Lincoln Conspiracy. But the Samuel Mudd of the Brown Girl Squad would be Mumeen.
Yeah.
How much was she in it? How much was she not in it? Et cetera, so forth. We had really great conversations because Mumeen was very much into the entertainment. She is into the entertainment business. Like
she's a singer, right?
And we also have a religious background. We have a Christian background. It's just she's from whatever. And so we had these conversations, kind of like, all right, I think I could hang with that person. Now the thing with the show, this is the only thing.
I gotta rephrase it. I think I gotta rephrase it.
Go ahead. You gotta rephrase it. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Ain't nobody can see you. You only in town for the weekend.
Now for the weekend, so see, that's a whole
right?
nother.
What?
You only in town for the weekend. You're not being judged by the public on who you're gonna end up with long term.
You talking about your Tinder, Tyrone?
Because I know the answers will
your
change.
Off the camera answer.
I'm about to spit into this mic, so I'm about to put on this.
Come on,
this
it's the
spit
Shawn.
shield.
It's the Shawn Show.
It's the Shawn
It's
Show.
the Shawn Show.
Tyrone, you running it. That's why you here. Go, Ed McMahon. Go.
It's the Shawn Show. You in town for the weekend. Ain't no cameras. Ain't no public judgment. Don't nobody in the world know nothing.
Okay.
Nathan.
Who's your top 3?
You asking us?
No, Shawn.
Oh. Go ahead, Shawn. You heard. I'm only in town for the night.
Hey, I'm the light for the party.
Let me tell you how this will actually work.
God damn it, Shawn.
No, I got it. You ain't getting it. It's the Shawn Show. I'm gonna answer this way the way I want to. God damn it. Let me tell you something real quick. No, is it knowing what I know now, or what shot I would take not knowing anything?
That's a good question.
That's a good look. Rebuttal.
Bro, this is the same question I asked you when you came on set at the pool and you didn't want to answer.
You asked me that question at the pool? What pool?
No, later that night.
Oh,
on the couch. And you was like, I ain't been here that long. I'm like, bruh.
I gotta say, Tyrone,
You done seen everybody here half naked.
First
come
of all,
on now.
We voted a whole black ass president.
We're at the pool. You don't see everybody half naked.
Obama,
you gotta have an opinion by now.
That's the first thing. And secondly,
spit it out.
I was quite drunk by the time you asked me that question, and I didn't have a real answer. And I was just looking for the cameras to make sure that it wasn't caught when I didn't have a fucking answer.
I mean, Tyrone, you can just give the answer.
I know, right?
Tyrone, you can give the goddamn answer.
For me?
I'll always
give an answer. Oh, he didn't say shit. This is why it was so frustrating.
Answer the question.
Tyrone,
no, he's still not answering. 3 months later, still not answering.
but wait, but the clarification remains the same. Does it sound better with the filter, guys? The clarification remains the same. Do I know what I know now, or do I know nothing?
No,
and I just
know
see these
you know now.
Only thing you know.
So if I'm just in town for the night.
So as my little sister said, she just popped up in the comments. So
define little sister, because both of y'all short as hell.
No, she's actually taller than both of us. She's taller than us.
I don't even think he's gonna answer that.
Wait a minute, your little sister's taller than both. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Sister, come talk to us real quick. No, well, go ahead. Finish your question real quick.
No, she just said, who are you most physically attracted to before getting to know them? Basically, is what she broke it down.
You know what's so funny? If it weren't for them opening their mouths, the Brown Girl Squad would have been what I was physically attracted to. But as soon as they opened their mouths, they made, as quote Dave Chappelle says, my penis soft.
Woo! Okay.
Shawn, you can't say that. That's crazy. Yes, I can.
The words,
the Shawn Show.
The views,
it's the Shawn Show. But it made my penis soft. It's like this attitude is so
spoken by J. Sean Durham.
Yeah, that's right. We got to do that.
The opinions of J. Sean Durham. J. Sean Durham.
When I get my closing essay, I gotta have everybody off. Everyone's gonna be off when I get my closing essay. Let's mark it, by the way. It's 11:43. 10 minutes, 10 more minutes on this topic, and then we're gonna get off. If we want to talk after that.
I want Tyrone to answer that same question.
Go, Ty.
Have y'all ever met Aisha in person?
No.
Mm-hmm.
She's
her body, right? But her body is amazing. Like what the camera angles show.
So one of the things that actually kind of, I can't think of the word, but like there was a strong sexual energy when Aisha's around. When she walk in, you know, that's like your initial thought. And I was like, damn, like I don't want that to be my initial thought. Do you know what I mean? But I can't stop thinking that. But you end up falling in love with, like, the more time you spend with her, like the more you end up like falling in love with her.
It's a fantastic trick though that she pulls. When you see her and she'll dress this way, it's like, oh my gosh, she's scandalous. She exudes this type of sexuality. But then you talk to her and it's like, oh my gosh, she just wants to hang out and watch Jeopardy. It's
or Netflix and chill.
Or Netflix.
And get her booty rub.
Yeah, and you're like, these tattoos have meaning. Like everything has a story. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Aisha was up there. Zadia was up there, of course. I don't know. Courtney gained like 20 pounds too. So
Man, let me tell you something. Courtney with them pounds.
I
She
always
no.
thought Courtney was bad. Like
I
I
no,
always thought she
I,
was.
Oh
I,
my.
no, I think
Oh
they
my
got
God.
she was like a thin mint. Courtney
Is
was like a
Get
thin mint on day one, though.
Yeah, but
She was
is
like a
Get 'em
thin
MC? If
on
Get 'em
day
MC
one.
is still on here, we'll bring you on. But oh my God, Court gained them, and she was like, "Hey guys," and she started posting shit. I'm gonna gain that weight. I'm gonna show y'all. Who are you trying to show? And then it's like, oh my God, I see what she's showing. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Hey Tyrone, didn't you date our sister?
What?
You dated
Yes.
Courtney's sister? Oh my God, you're giving all types of tea. I love it.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Long time ago. 10
Oh, okay.
years ago.
Sean over
Long.
here spilling the tea now.
No, I'm a coffee
Yeah.
drinker.
So I
just know
stepped
that.
on.
I'm a coffee
I'm a
drinker.
coffee
I
drinker.
stepped
We
on
drink
set
this. You
down
still spilling
one.
the tea.
So after day one, I was already down 2, and then Camille was pretty focused. So on day one, I was pretty much down to 7, when everyone else was down to 9 or 8.
See, I started with 3, and then it will.
Come on, man. You could have been
literally.
whatever you wanted to be.
Who did I date? Because everybody else you were talking about were gone by the time I got there. It was Tasia, Aisha, Sabrina.
The only person that really wasn't quote unquote I feel like was gone because we didn't learn to the reunion that Tasia had something going on with Corey, but that's why I was like, why didn't the thing with Tasia work out? Because I felt like y'all were both available.
I think you had an option. I think you had the opportunity with them all. I think they all would have given you a fair shot.
No, I think that's fair, and I still say that's fair with Tasia for sure. Because had I, you know what, had they not set me up with the Sabrina production, I would have stuck around. I would have wanted to stick around more. But I was sitting bull after that. It was like, you know what? I don't trust any goddamn thing that's in front of me. Now, right now, like everything's different. Like we're all living this post Ready to Love life, and now that it's cycling out and the snow globe has
Excuse
settled
me,
a little
guys.
bit.
I'll be right back. I need to get my charger.
Oh my God! Oh my God! She has to get her charger. Oh my
And
God.
we exit the interview early.
Oh, I will say this. I will say this too, because I didn't think about this too, because we weren't allowed to think about that during the show because we were brought on as ringers at the same time. But Sydney totally would have been someone I would have dated, because Sydney, her birthday's the day before mine.
Oh,
now
really?
it's 8 or 9 years younger she is, but we talked a little bit before they revealed us. We
Let
were
me
in the
ask you
bowels
another
of the
question,
mansion.
Sean.
What's that?
Let me ask you a follow-up question.
Tyrone's about to throw something. Come on,
Do you
Tyrone.
feel like you would have had a chance with Sydney?
Ooh.
It's the Shawn Show. Come on now.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, son. That's what I'm talking about.
I could see Sean having a chance, but again, I wasn't in it. But from the viewing point, I could see it.
Well, all right. Questions, real quick. Since your sister's, you're back. Okay,
I'm back.
You're back. What else are y'all reviewing? Are y'all watching any non-reality shows? What else y'all got going on?
Power Force.
Are y'all watching that?
Yes.
Sean.
Don't disrespect Power,
sir.
like that.
What? You just like looking at Method Man or something? What's going on with this? Why are y'all?
Well.
Can I reveal something?
Go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
I have never seen an episode of Power.
You know what? You're the second person I've heard say this week, and I'm like, what?
Like ever, like from the beginning.
I have never watched an episode of Power.
Oh my gosh! Why are you doing this to me? That's
You know what's funny? Here's my opinion of Power. They got people who went to the schools and know how to set up the camera.
Is that the 50 Cent one?
Right.
Or is that someone
It's
else?
the 50 Cent one.
Okay.
It's the 50 Cent one.
Ain't they the same though?
But after the initial premise, they were starting to run up. All right, so I got a thing, and that's why it's the Shawn Show. I'm gonna express this thing throughout. I'm personally tired of black chess piece hood dramas. I'm
My
tired of it.
best friend said that to me.
Yeah,
My
it's
best friend, who
worse.
was probably in this chat, said the same exact thing.
Yeah, I'm so tired of, and also I'm tired of British motherfuckers playing these black male hood kingpins, except for my boy, because Amari Hardwick went to University of Georgia. Go Dogs! National championship!
Yeah, it's even worse on Saturday Night Live. If you ever watch Saturday Night Live, yeah.
Saturday Night Live, you said?
Yeah, I think Saturday Night Live is even worse.
Saturday Night Live has gotten terrible. It's not good anymore. They don't even write anymore. They just
It's really not. It's really
they
not.
highlight negative black stereotypes, and I just can't do it.
Because that's the lowest denominator, right, Ty? It's like they find the lowest denominator to appeal to black folks.
Look at Mike
ready.
That's my best friend. When I said, "Oh, he doesn't like the narrative of power and the black men being the drug dealers," and he's like, "Facts."
Yeah, I guess Snowfall is awesome, but they get this British motherfucker to come in. Yes, so tell me, where are the cocaines?
Really, Jackie?
Where are the cocaines? Is that what you said? Like, wait a minute, motherfucker. You ain't even from, like, what was it, Queen and Snow? And I remember black women pubbing this damn movie up.
No, I hated that.
Queen and Snow are from fucking Cleveland. And they get two British motherfuckers to play niggas from Cleveland. If I may be frank. It's just niggas from Cleveland. It was just, are you a nigga from Cleveland? I am a nigga from Cleveland. Are you sure you're a nigga from Cleveland? I'm from Gloucester. Wait a minute. Y'all can, all these art classes and after school things you tell us to go to, and Duke Ellington School of Arts and all that stuff. You tell, there's 1.5 million, 2 million black kids who invest in the arts. You can't tell me that they don't know how to play a nigga from Cleveland. And yet, because
you're terrible.
Because they have been scholastically trained. I'm also an actor, so I know about this shit. But they've been scholastically trained, so he can play a good doctor.
Okay, so can I ask you a very random question?
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't act, but I know what I like to see. What did you feel about Squid Games? Because it bothered me. I felt like it was overacting.
I've yet to see Squid Games.
What? You haven't seen it?
Sean.
I also
Sean.
said I did not see.
I had to stand up on you, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
very
I also
different.
didn't see what was that shit? Joe Exotic and shit. I'm like, you know what?
Did you see the Tiger King?
I feel better than this. I can't watch this.
Sean.
You're not gonna let me.
Sean.
She feels some type of way. She
Dead
done
serious.
stood up.
We got a problem.
What is she, 5'4" now? How tall is she now? Like what?
Don't do that!
How tall is she now? You just stood up? You didn't do anything. You barely made the damn border of the IG shit.
Look, I'm
above
above the sign. I'm above the sign.
That's
on the main line.
that dyslexic ass Theo Huxtable sign that we can't read. Like, by the way, there's shade in the city. By the way, in case you try to figure it out, it's shade, SHADENTHECITY. So follow them at Shade in the City, and you also have 7 minutes before you get your discount expired from the Body Butter Bakery. You got 50% available. But for the next 7 minutes, if you're watching this live. Tyrone, you want to get in here because these ladies haven't told me anything as far as entertainment is concerned. You said nothing! You said nothing at all!
Oh, someone asked, is this my Skittles?
What's still going wrong? What's going on?
For some reason, I eat Skittles like popcorn sometimes, but I saw both movies in Korean. There was actually a better Korean movie than Squid Games that came out like 2 years ago. But they didn't translate it to English. So there was no English dub.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is.
Better.
Like, because I just felt like it was like, when I saw it, it was like, okay, they're overworking because it's English, but they're speaking a different language. And it was just too much for me. I was like, it's too much.
Because they had the translation and I can read in Korean, it was just translating a little bit different than what they were saying. So it threw me off. So I had to focus on just what they were saying and stop reading. Then it was good.
I have a Korean friend that says like the Korean dramatics is very emotional and it's very powerful. So even if you don't get the actual subtitles, you might get the gist of it. But even with that said, I hated Queen and Slim, and they could have found plenty of black people. I won't say the N-word anymore because I'm not Joe Rogan. They could have found plenty of black people to play.
You shady motherfucker.
Y'all are from Shade in the City.
Yo, you do
calling
know
me Shade.
he's got a black daughter, right? Did you know that?
Yeah,
Who,
he's
Joe
a black
Rogan?
stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter's black.
Which
Okay,
means
stepdaughter.
he thought a lot of things until her mom was throwing it at him. He's like, oh, I'm not going to say that to you in your face, but I'm going to make all this millions of dollars on my damn basement TV radio pod shit.
The stepdaughter's father was actually in the group H-Town.
That's right. That's right. Look it up, guys.
Wow.
Joe Rogan's stepdaughter is black, and her actual father is one of the leads of H-Town. Wow. Somebody knocking, rocking the boots.
Love. Somebody rocking the boots.
Oh yeah, they brought that ugly ass dude in with the bat. Oh yeah, he was ugly as shit, but he was cross-eyed and everything. But he brought the bat in like he's bringing the strength. Holy shit, this show has gotten off the rails. Ladies, all right, so we got 3 minutes summation. I'm going to wrap this up, and then if you all want to continue talking after I do my essay, please do so for the IG people. I would appreciate it because we're still up. But let's 3 minutes. Let's put it on 3 minutes, mark time, and then we'll do other stuff. Tell me your thoughts in general about reality TV, dating, and what black men need to understand about why black women love this shit. Hey, you have 12 seconds.
No, that's not a leading question at all.
what I can say what black men need to understand, and I think that you guys have gotten this, and that's probably why we rocked with y'all from the beginning. I'm a loyalty person. I'm an honesty person. That goes a long way. Telling me the truth can go much further because if you give me a decision and on what I'm going to deal with and what I'm going to put up with, I'd much rather, you know what I'm saying? Give me my choice. I don't like being led into some shit. You let my feelings get caught up and now I find out you're a liar and you got 5 kids over here or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like, so I respect honesty, and honesty will get you loyalty from me, is how I feel. Mills?
Agreed.
That's what we need the black man to know. It's just honesty is a motherfucker. And if you tell them what it is, that's why I go on rants about Nick Cannon all day, right? I don't like what he's doing, but
you mean inseminating the
with
world?
these women. He's honest with these women.
And let me tell you something. I check that ass every chance I get because he's honest.
Yep.
And these females agree to it. And we have females out here getting hot sauce in their pussies with trying to be dishonest and
right?
get people's semen inside of them when Nick Cannon is out here giving it free as long as the female agrees to it.
All right, first of all, this is an adult show, so if you don't like that, deal with it. Secondly, you say females more than my friend from Compton, who says females all the time.
We have a sister in LA.
What? Oh, is that what's going on? Females.
And you know what?
Y'all don't even say women. Y'all say females.
She's from Compton, actually. What's crazy? She's from Compton.
Ty, I'm going to give you closing summation, and then we're going to close this segment, and y'all just give it back to me, and I'll let you know when to go. Ty, you want to say something?
Well, first thing is I've been saying females for 20 years in the military, but I learned
Okay, thank you, Ty.
5 years ago not to say females no more. I got into a lot of trouble for that.
We use females.
Well, all right, carry on.
But I honestly feel like men are telling y'all the truth through nonverbal communication.
It's a nonverbal action. Yeah, through your actions. You're right.
And y'all still aren't listening.
Facts.
Okay. I'm here for this. Okay. Okay, grown man. I'm here for it.
And sometimes a man will just straight up tell you, I ain't shit.
Also
And
facts.
you still go through with it. And then 6 months later, you complaining like this dude was a shit. And he's like, he literally told you
He
that he
wasn't
ain't shit.
No,
He
Well, he
straight
showed.
told you. Straight
He
up told you.
showed. He didn't tell you. He showed
no,
you.
some motherfuckers
No,
tell you.
no,
No,
no.
some of them
motherfuckers
tell you,
me
be like,
I
yo,
ain't.
I ain't shit. I'm
Ty,
telling you right
look,
now.
Ty, and
I've
the reason
told-
I can
I told-
respect what he's saying,
I
I've
told.
had a motherfucker tell me I ain't shit.
Yeah, I ain't shit. I'm on my shit right now. Like,
Yeah,
you really want to deal with
your
that?
sister said her man wasn't shit, and you didn't listen to that shit. You eating collard greens at the family dinner. You didn't listen to that shit, did you? You didn't listen to that
I've
shit.
never had a man tell me that he wasn't shit. I've had a
That's
man.
a good thing.
I've,
That's
I've,
a good thing.
I've had a man be completely and totally honest with me and gave me
Yeah.
the decision to
The
accept it or
ultimatum,
not.
yeah.
But I've never had a dude actually tell me, yo,
Yo,
I ain't shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who said not enough time? All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. Listen. All right, so I know you guys are watching. If you all would indulge me for a second, if you want to like just sign off, because I have a closing essay that might be a little controversial. I don't want you all to be affiliated with it. I want people to watch me. But if you sign back on within after the thing, that's the extra for the people who watch it on IG Live. We appreciate you. We'll keep this conversation going as long as anybody can stand. Does that make sense to everybody?
Of course.
As
No,
long
we
as
here.
anybody
This
can
is
stand. But
these is your words, not ours.
these are my words. But without further ado, I want to like at least preview my next guest next week. One of my guests.
Shawn, what is going on, man? Pick up the phone, brother. Anyway, man, I'm looking forward to chopping up with you next week. Count me in. I appreciate the invite. Looking forward to getting to some deep conversations with you, man, and the brothers. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
He actually didn't leave his damn name, but that's Dante. We're gonna have Dante from Dante and Aisha next week.
That's what's up. That's gonna be fun.
He's gonna talk with us next week.
That's about to be fun.
We're gonna talk about, because the thing about it is that Dante is from Chicago, which is like murder capital at the moment, but he's also a deputy corrections officer. He's not just Aisha's man. We're gonna talk to Dante about some things. I have some psychologists to talk about some things about how Black men are suffering from PTSD. I believe, if I'm correct, Tyrone, you are clinically known as having PTSD. And before I end up this show, because we're going to edit at this point, Tyrone, talk about your next show coming up this Sunday on YouTube.
Oh yeah. I got two good ones. Well, actually, a few good ones that are coming up. That's going to be amazing. One is my old boss from Korea 20 years ago. He actually just retired, over 20 years, but he is rated 100% PTSD. After that, I have another friend coming on who actually runs the suicide prevention program for the whole Army. So you get to hear what it's like from the other side, having to send care packages and all that stuff. And then we're going to have Aisha, Sabrina, and another friend on. We're going to have a domestic violence panel. We could talk about what that's like from a mental health perspective.
Ty, tell us the name of your show and your YouTube page. So
yeah,
everyone can
it
follow
wasn't
this.
even supposed to be like a show. I just kind of vented one night.
You're just talking.
Yeah, I realized that when I had mentioned it, like during the date, it got a lot of good reviews. And then after my birthday, I was just reflecting. And then I just started talking about my journey. That got a lot of good reviews. I posted it to YouTube. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just keep going with this? So I interviewed my brother. Me and him had a really good talk. And then the next week, I interviewed another longtime friend who happened to be my daughter's godfather. And we were basically like, you know, Black men, we talk about everything but the mental health thing.
Yep.
And then that got a lot of good reviews, yeah.
Can I just say, I had so much respect for you. The fact that you were on TV
and open and honest about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that was huge. That was huge. And for the both of you, that's why we had so much respect for you. Y'all were both honest. Y'all were both open.
You lived in your truth.
Exactly. Like
right.
Yeah.
And that's not something that you
see
on reality TV.
See where that got me.
No, it's got you here.
No, I'm joking. I'm
Don't
joking.
do that.
Yeah, I'm joking.
So I'm gonna thank everybody on the show. We're gonna do a quick wrap, and then I want you all to sign off so it could be just my face, so I can get my closing thoughts.
Man, we're not signing off, man.
No, Ty. We gotta sign off so you can sign back on for the visuals. You know what I'm saying? Well, all right. You want to stay there? You want to stay there? You want to stay there?
Yeah, I'll just mute my mic.
I was gonna say, how do I look? We don't know how to do that, but we gotta charge our phone, so maybe we'll come back.
Yeah.
Y'all
So
figure it out. So
you gonna say something
let me do
controversial?
my closing.
Go
Let me
ahead.
do my closing. I think people see me at the top, but real quick, once again, it's our first show. We're gonna get the technical difficulties figured out, but thank you for doing the Shawn Show. Thank you for Ty. Thank you for Shade in the City, and of course, thank you to my lovely sister Jawanda Durham. Follow all of these people at the places that I told you to follow them at, and Kim Dudley, you made this happen. We're doing it again next week. But this is my last Shawn Says. And I just want to leave you this this little nugget before you go. And then we're going to cut it right here, and the rest of it will just be live. All right? This is Super Bowl Sunday, and the NFL comes to its huge showcase with a big, fat racial discrimination lawsuit on his hands. Former Dolphins coach has receipts, texts, messages, emails, and more. And he says he can prove the league's bigotry from hiring black coaches to lead positions. Now, ironically, it's been 3 years since Colin Kaepernick withdrew his grievance against the NFL and its owners. That grievance accused them of colluding to keep him out of the league. The former 49ers QB had the NFL on the ropes, as his suit would have forced depositions from good old boy owners like Jerry Jones, Bill McNair, and Jerry Richardson. Kaepernick withdrew the grievance, though, February, 3 years ago, this date, after reaching a confidential settlement with the NFL. Now, he still remains unsigned by any professional football team. Now, Forbes magazine estimated that the NFL teams' valuations are collectively worth $100 billion, and its new TV contract signed just last spring is worth $110 billion, promised to them. So let's go back to Mr. Kaepernick. He received a settlement. He accepted it. No way is that settlement worth a penny scratch of $200 billion. Now, I know it's easy for my broke ass to say that all this stuff, but this is true of America. Sometimes you cannot secure the bag and take the justice. Sometimes for race, the money is not enough. So when Colin Kaepernick lets these white NFL owners off the hook from being deposed in discovery, a mandatory requirement in a court of law to open their books, some through their good old boy gossipy texts and emails, and force folks to understand and force them from giving what everyone knows the situation is and what will be earth-shattering to the league. Damaging testimony that could bring the NFL to his knees, and he decides to take the check instead. I sigh a little bit every time. Why? Because it's another half measure. It's Black History Month, folks, and I'm tired of half measures. When, as Mike says in Breaking Bad, there are half measures and then there are time for full measures. In Flores' suit, Brian Flores' suit that's up now, he painfully dissects the dilemmas of black manhood in America, because we aren't men writ large. We are boys to them. We're not qualified to be the boss of men, not to be trusted to do anything but shuck, jive, dance, and sing for entertainment, or just be big black bucks, physical beings and monstrous brutes. We are to be minstrels and hard laborers, not to be seen as men, but constantly as boys. That's why the term boy is euphemistically used more than man when talking about black men, as we don't matter, as we are only serviceable clumps of flesh, blood, and organs. Black men are not supposed to be bosses. We're not supposed to be leaders of white men. We're not to be respected. And to Mr. Flores' quibble, when they finally do give black men a job, it's either to clean up their messes, case in point, Obama's election in the Great Recession, or Dusty Baker in Houston as the Astros cheating scandal endured, or they hire us to be part of a sham. Here's your Black History nugget. A sham like Frederick Douglass, who had no banking experience, who was hired to run the Freedmen's Bank by its litty white board members when they knew that the bank would collapse. Letting the great black leader take the fall for the demise of a bank that held all those former slaves' savings accounts. Now, Douglass put his money in the bank to show his support. He got his money back. But hundreds of thousands of freed slaves lost everything. Everything. Because they trusted a black male stooge who took the check. Happy Black History Month. So, here's the thing, America. Sometimes you can't have the money or the justice. Sometimes you get both. Often you get neither. But remember my first segment. Black folks amass nothing because we don't transfer wealth. My first segment tonight. You get the money now. But would it matter if generations after you still catch hell for the same bigoted things? You gotta pass it on. I understand taking the money. God, I do. I appreciate Colin Kaepernick for laying the groundwork in the usually go along to get along NFL. But what's ironic is that Brian Flores, as a coach, kept his head down and brushed off Colin Kaepernick's situation. And now he's on the other end of it.
Woo!
And Brian Flores said he is doing this for his children and for future generations. Good. But if that's the case, we need him to not take the check, but to take it all the way for a full measure. This concludes the Shawn Show. We're going to edit at this point on YouTube. But thank everybody so much. We're going to keep talking on IG Live because that's what's going on. I figured out, Tyrone, how to edit this shit. I think I got closing music. But next week, we have Dante, y'all. We have Dante. Dante is going to come over here. We're going to talk about his relationship with Aisha, his whole thing going through the process. We're going to talk about that goddamn risotto he keeps making as an accomplice to the crime.
Yes, we want to know about the risotto.
As an accomplice to the crime, but I'm going to play my fade out music. And thank you guys for joining us. And stick around because we're going to keep talking some more. We're going to play some music for 30 seconds. Peace.
Let me go.